What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Great Tate, and right here we have to the right of me, we have Mr. Matthew Johnson, and beneath,
Grayson, I can't hear you.
ooh,
Oh, no, I can hear you now. Okay, good.
okay. What's going on, everybody? Your host Great Tate. To the right of me, I have Mr. Matty Ice. What's going on? And below the two of us, we have Mr. Corey Mack. Eventually, we might have some more people coming in throughout the day. Corey, you want to say what's up?
What's up, y'all?
All right, so posted a couple things on top. Oh, Matt, you want to say anything?
Oh, right now, I have nothing specific to say. But we got two good games going on currently. Kentucky versus Tennessee. Right now, Tennessee has a 15-point lead with 15 minutes left second half. And then last I saw, I'm about to go back to the game and check it out, but Michigan State is tied with Ole Miss 61-61 with 3 minutes left in the game. So we'll keep our fans updated with what's going on.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. I like that. So, just gonna pull this up. We had a couple of comments from some of our previous episodes. So, let's see what we can do. So, sorry, guys. All right, who's that, Daniel?
Daniel?
Hello.
What's going on? All right, so number one comes from Levi the Kid. What's going on? He said that and pertains to Westbrook not being a top 5 point guard. Levi the Kid said that dude Russ might not even be top 10. Steph, Magic, Stockton, Oscar, Isaiah Thomas, Nash, CP3, Jason Kidd, The Glove, and then Russell Wilson, Clyde, and Dame. What y'all think
First
about
off,
that?
he's definitely better than Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd never won an MVP. So that's just.
Oh, but remember, Jason Kidd was also just a great two-way point guard. He wasn't like Steve Nash. He stood out for the fact that he led, like, it was a revolutionary offense. So he stood out. He was the lead runner with that. But Jason Kidd, pretty much every team he went to, he was very successful. And I think that's the thing that Russell Westbrook had issues with was he just when he is leading a team that they're 6th seed at best. So I think that's where the issue comes in. Plus, Jason Kidd's longevity would help him as well, especially with his championship with the Dallas Mavericks. But like those two, you can put up. I can see a fight for either one of those, each side of them. But even then, I put like even if you don't want Jason Kidd, I'll put Jerry West.
Next comment said from Emmanuel K2 said LeBron, Curry, Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, and Kyrie Irving all over Westbrook.
I can agree with that one. I won't lie. I can agree with that one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Wait, say the list again.
His list, Emmanuel K2's list was Curry, Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, Kyrie Irving, and LeBron.
See, the one that is interesting is the Kyrie Irving one. I made my point of view on Kyrie. When it came to true point guard, I'll take Russell Westbrook. But if it came to like just an overall basketball player, I'll take Kyrie. Just because I feel like Kyrie's like that in that AI sense. He's more of a scorer, at least to me, where he plays point guard, but he could just. I can see him play shooting guard also.
Kind of like Curry.
I say more AI because Curry does run a true point guard, but I say that in the aspect like when Kyrie was with Luka on the Mavericks, Kyrie ran the two.
Yeah.
Even when Kyrie was in Cleveland, LeBron brought the ball up. He was the playmaker because Kyrie has the ability to play off ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I see this argument the other way around because Russell Westbrook also plays off ball, but he's more dude.
This person named Samuel_Rowland said, definitely not. I got Curry, Magic, Luca, Kyrie, and Nash, and LeBron. Take Steve Nash out. So his list would be Curry, Magic, Luca, Kyrie, and LeBron as his 5 over Westbrook.
I mean,
Okay.
is he saying that's his like top 5 greatest point guards ever type of thing, or is he saying that as like just 5 names you can put over?
It seems as though those are 5 names he could put over.
Because I still have to put Steve Nash over Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry, it's hard to beat 2 MVPs, and plus all the success
Yeah.
Steve Nash had leading a team.
Yeah. I don't know. Luca's cool, but I've still put Steve Nash over Westbrook too. Yeah, I still couldn't put
Luka's an interesting one because Luka
Yeah,
does he have
he's only
enough?
25.
Has he played enough? Has he played enough to
Yeah.
argue be past Russell Westbrook?
No. I
Lucas,
don't know.
so it's really hard to rank people because I believe that there's 2 kinds of different categories. You got the categories as in where they are amongst like the greatest at like their position, and then you got them ranked based off their position off of what they accomplished. So for instance, I think LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time, but he's not the GOAT. I think Jordan's the GOAT because I think it comes down to ability, leading a team, and what you accomplish. So that's why I mentioned somebody like Westbrook over people like we previously named that doesn't have an MVP. Because you can have a good year and still not win MVP. Look at Luka. But Westbrook actually went out there, averaged a triple-double, and won an MVP. And took his team to like the playoffs. Obviously, he didn't get very far. But there's still, I feel like accomplishments do matter. If it's solely based off of talent, I think there's like a lot of like if we're just going based off of talent, I think KD and Kyrie are the greatest people to ever pick up a basketball. But it's also about what you accomplish. That's why rankings are really, really hard.
And real quick, I absolutely agree with your point with the aspect that Michael's the. I that's my point of view for the. It's just hard to be the GOAT when you're 4-10 in the finals. But
I agree.
But that's a story for another day. But however, you bring up the Russell Westbrook, like, yeah, Luka didn't win an MVP, but Russell Westbrook got all that. My issue with his MVP still is he was the 8th seed. Because, yeah, I get it, triple double, really cool. But if we were just giving MVPs to any seed, the seed doesn't matter. We're just going off based on player value. Luka would have already had 1 or 2. If you look at his stats and everything, especially on those seasons where the Mavericks get the 7th, 6th seed, he would have got the MVP because the only reason Jokic or someone else won up because they got the 1st or 2nd seed.
Yeah, but Jokic is always sorry, not always, but since he's been at the top of his game, he's always had a good team from top to bottom, like that Nuggets team, you know. So, but yes, I think back to what you said about player value. Player value holds a lot of weight. I think that's in the end should determine what an MVP truly is. That's why, even though I think, sorry to flip the script, but if we're talking about football, that's the only reason why I think Josh Allen deserved the MVP over Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was better in every way, but Josh Allen was playing with no Pro Bowlers, whereas the Ravens had, I think, 8 Pro Bowlers. You know,
Yeah, they led
I think
the
they're still a
Pro
good team without
Bowlers.
Lamar Jackson.
I don't know if I can agree with you on that one. I really don't think Josh Allen deserved it, but I gotta give the man props where he deserves the props. You know what I'm saying? So I could say like that. Back on the Westbrook thing, I really don't, because like with him getting all those triple doubles, he getting all those triple doubles for what? To not even go as far into the playoffs. Like, bro, you're just doing it just to be a ball hog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it felt to me. Cause like, bro, you're doing all this, you better go far, and then
He wasn't playing with nobody.
At the end of the day, you expect LeBron. If LeBron was in that situation, you expect LeBron to go far, right? You know what I'm saying? You expect anybody else? Everybody
That's a different.
you think, oh, they're
I
gonna go
agree with you,
far.
but that's a different kind of standard, though, because now we're talking about tiers of athletes. Westbrook and LeBron are not in the same are not in the same tier. That elite tier is where the expectations come from. Nobody's gonna have expectations from Aaron Gordon, but people are gonna have expectations out of Jokic.
Yeah.
In what way has Westbrook ever been compared to Aaron Gordon compared to Jokic? Like Westbrook has always been the number one or number two on every team he's been on.
I won't say that. Was he number one or number two in LA?
No, he wasn't number one, number two in the Lakers, and that was after it's proven that he's a problem. You look at him at OKC, you look at him in the Wizards, you look at him in Houston. It was always he is the premier part of the offense. Even in LA, it was the big three. You had to figure out a way with him somehow, some way to incorporate an offense. So
I really think he's just one of like those players that makes a really great number two. As a number one, it's really hard to get over like the hump. And some players that are the number one don't play team. I don't want to say playing team basketball, but their play style kind of hinders them from getting over the hump, kind of like James Harden.
Right. I don't think Westbrook's a good number two. I don't think that he can be the number two on a winning basketball team. He'd be a tremendous role player off the bench. But 6-man, great, but no. So yeah, that's just that. Dante Sanders from back in the day said about the Build-A-Bear NBA all-time. Shout out Dante. He said, "This one was fun. Let me cook real quick. Point guard, Gary Payton with Sonics. Shooting guard, I got OKC, SGA. Small forward, Spurs, Prime Claw. Power forward, I got Warriors, Chris Webber. And then center, I got Houston, 94, 95, Dream Hakeem. I wanted to choose a squad that wasn't mentioned. A 5-man switchable two-way force right here. Great job, guys. What do y'all think?"
It's a good team. I do like some of the matchups. Yeah, like defensively, that's going to be their strength. They're going to play some really good defense, and even someone like Chris Webber, who's not like just this. Like you don't when you think of Chris Webber, you don't think of just defense. Like you think of like a Ben Wallace and a bunch of these other cats. But that's where Hakeem makes up for it. Chris Webber is just a really good hybrid. He play all around, so it's a very good team, especially Kawhi, prime Kawhi. That's DPOY Kawhi.
Yeah, you know he can play some defense, and I like how he didn't just pick for like scoring. He wanted defense too, so that was a good.
I think my only question about the team is going to be, is Gary Payton going to be? So I'm also watching this game because it's getting down to 27 seconds, and Michigan State's up by 4 now. But will Gary Payton slow down the offense? Are they just going to help off Gary Payton, and he's going to have to prove he can hit some big shots?
We'll name him. We'll call him out against your team, year 5, and say who his team ain't stopping.
Oh, I have to remember my team because again, I was trying to remember everyone else's team when I was making mine. Right. I remember I had LeBron. Okay, let's see. Because I saw the video actually earlier today. I had second time in Cleveland LeBron James at my point guard. Mm-hmm. I had 24 Kobe. Mm-hmm. I had Oklahoma City KD. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about that's MVP KD. Mm-hmm. I had Dirk, and then I had Wilt Chamberlain.
And so you telling me his squad will match up fine except for Gary Payton?
I feel like my squad would just have too much length because Gary Payton, all respect to him, but who's he going to? Like, I can't see him stopping Kobe because that's the best matchup he could probably do. And because you're going to put Kawhi on LeBron or KD, mm-hmm. Then who is his 2 SGA? I don't know if SGA can. SGA's not big enough to hold KD. You have to put Gary Payton on Kobe, and then SGA's too small for LeBron.
Yeah, and like, just hope for the best after that. Yeah.
Dirk is going to space it out. If you can somehow get a switch with, like do an off-ball screen where Hakeem has a switch on Dirk and then Dirk spaces out and puts Wilt on Chris Webber, that would be a tough.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Matt. I think your team is really good at offense and defense, whereas like the other guys, his is so. Although he does have a lot of two-way players, his strength is like his defense and not scoring. And I think like your defense is his defense is better, but your defense is also really good. But your offense picks up too, where his offense lacks. So Matt, I think yours is going to be a little bit better.
So
the other thing I just thought about is, like I brought up Gary Payton when it comes to shooting, but you also have, I just thought about Hakeem and Chris Webber. They can shoot mid range, but they're not going to really space out. So it's going to be a little clogged up. You're going to really have to let SGA he's just going to get in a lot of trap situations.
What about your squad, Daniel? Is he going to smack you up a little bit or what?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really remember my squad, but I think I'm trying to think. I think I had Kyrie, Harden. I think I had KD, and then I had KG and Shaq. So
Harden definitely getting crossed up. I can tell you that right now.
yeah, but he gonna cross whoever's guarding him. They're just gonna trade buckets.
But here's the thing: you're gonna, like, if anything, you're putting Harden on Gary Payton, and that's gonna be struggling because Gary Payton, he will even though I was trying to rip him offensively, like his shooting, he can still dribble. Like he'll get to the lane, so he'll get his buckets for sure. It's just out of everyone, I'm gonna let him shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That series would be a good matchup.
What happened?
I think I just got like some serious scores, as well as like some bigs that can move. So, which I know KD's not known for like his defense, neither is Harden or Kyrie, but I just feel like that tandem. Because I think whenever I first put together my team, I said that I would make them work, not like they did like in Brooklyn. But I would find a way to make it work, and I think that they would be very lethal. And that's just a 1-2-3 punch. That's not even counting KG and Shaq getting every single rebound too. Shaq is gonna get through it. Shaq is gonna, like, if my shooters are having like an off night, which I don't think in any way. I think a prime Houston like 2018, 2017 Harden, or like a Warriors KD is gonna have like an off night. But if they are having like an off night, then I'm just gonna download it Shaq, and then you gotta foul Shaq 40 times a game, and he's gonna have to shoot a bunch of free throws. He's probably gonna make about 13 of them, but that's still 13 points. So, I don't know. I think Shaq is just the most dominant player of all time for like a reason, because nobody can stop him. And so I think I got a cheat code. I think I got a cheat code in like my dribbling, like my scoring, as well as downloading like the paint. So
I will say one thing for his roster, because whenever we had the arguments of best player in their prime and everything, I had Hakeem. So I put without respect that he has Hakeem on his team. But I will say, you're bringing up Shaq on your team. I will say that Hakeem has Shaq's number. He has proven that multiple times. Not just one game. I'm talking about in a full final series. Plus other games. That he's proven that Shaq, he's the reason why Shaq knew he had to get better. Now, if it's Lakers Shaq, that's going to be interesting.
Oh, it is Lakers Shaq. That's the best Shaq.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now that series would be more interesting.
Hakeem had Shaq's number back whenever he's on with the Magic, correct?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Now he got experience, gained weight, whatever the case is.
Yeah, exactly. So did Duncan Robinson, because he also had Shaq's number back whenever he was on the Magic.
David Robinson.
Sorry. Oh, I said Duncan Robinson. Oh, they're not even the same color. My bad. But yeah, sorry. David Robinson also had Shaq's number, which that's really who motivated Shaq to get better and stuff like that. And that's why whenever like the Lakers ran into the Spurs during the playoffs, and Shaq had pulled Kobe inside and was like, "Hey, I don't like David Robinson very much." And then Kobe immediately followed up and said, "Yeah, I already know. Like, we already got this. We already got like the series won for a reason." Because I think the most dangerous thing ever is Probably Math LeBron and Angry Shaq.
Well, do you know why Shaq didn't like David Robinson, right?
Was it because like he didn't sign something for him as like a kid or something?
It was something
remember.
that nature. There was something that, but that was season it was on top of my head. But they were Shaq and David Robinson were both going for the scoring record. Shaq had it, and then David Robinson out of pettiness dropped like 50 or 60 points just to beat Shaq by 0.1 on points per game. So he led the league in scoring.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
I remember I saw that. And I remember I saw that story. I was watching this video on YouTube, and I was like, "That's petty. That's my type of petty."
We got one
Especially
more.
with like
go ahead.
First team at the time, which they probably already had made the playoffs. Because if this like the last game, and Spurs were usually pretty much always in like the playoffs, to go out there and score 60 in a game that you don't even really need to, yeah, that's pretty petty.
Real quick. Just to update, Michigan State just beat Ole Miss 73-70, and they're moving on.
As expected. So we got one more comment for the day. DK the Dude. He said, honorable mention Sean Taylor when we brought up who brought the boom like no other. We had Brian Dawkins, we had Ray Lewis, Cam Chancellor, Lawrence Taylor, and this person, DK the Dude, follow him on Twitch and Instagram. He said, honorable mention Sean Taylor. What y'all think about that?
Absolutely. If I recall, I thought someone chose Sean Taylor because I wasn't there for the original argument. But like when we went back, for some reason I thought you said someone chose because Patrick Willis. But no, Sean Taylor was that dude. Like whenever we did our Bears, I wanted to go Sean Taylor at strong safety. It's just he just had a small sample size, of course, due to his tragic death. So that's the only reason why I went with Bob Sanders.
Yeah, because Bob Sanders is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, Bob Sanders is that dude.
Yeah, whereas Sean Taylor, I think he got killed at what, 25, 26?
Yeah, too young.
Yeah, like way too young.
My favorite play of his still is because you see it all the time, almost every other twice a year it comes back up on Twitter or whatever.
Like the Pro Bowl hit.
Yeah, that Pro Bowl hit. It's just I love it.
I mean, I do think for next segment too, we got to talk about how the All-Star games could be fixed across like all sports outside baseball. Baseball's the only one where like they take serious, whereas football is a joke. Basketball is not even, it's just a 3-point contest or like a dunk contest. So that's a good idea. I might have to add.
Well, what would be so for the baseball All-Star, you have the celebrity softball game. You have the traditional All-Star game, NL, AL. Then you have the home run derby. And the home run derby, the best players still do it. Some of the best players, I would say, still do it. In terms of the best hitters in the game. Probably won't see Aaron Judge do anymore, X, Y, and Z, but you still have guys that can put up 30, 40 in a season going out there and winning home run derby. So, I guess the NBA comparison would be the slam dunk contest, right? And the NFL. But go ahead.
Like calling up somebody from the G League to participate, that is so sad.
Exactly.
So obviously, guys, I told y'all earlier, I think LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time. So obviously, I have no hate towards him. However, I do think he kind of led that trend of stars not doing a dunk contest. Because let's be real, whenever we talk about players that we want to see in a dunk contest, he might be unanimously number one, if not Zion. You know, obviously there's a few others, but you know, we just live like a day and age where like players are. I honestly feel like players are afraid to get beat.
I don't think they're afraid to get beat. I think they're afraid to get embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
And at the point of like stuff like that, it's just like, bro, it's all for fun, bro. It's a game. Like, I don't care if I get beat. I did it anyways.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Like, I do believe LeBron has an effect on how All-Star Weekend has with him sitting out and all that. But in devil's advocate, I'm gonna say the fans and judges the slam dunk contest for superstars, because what used to be 15 years ago a great dunk is now a 7 today. Like,
That is true.
I guarantee you, like you see the Vince Carter is like, oh, his great performance. If he did that today, maybe 1 or 2 of his dunks would get a 10. Like the one where he put his arm through the rim, they're going to give that an 8, and it's stupid. That's why, like, getting McClung from the G League and everything, like, it's gone to the point where you cannot use professional athletes. Stephon Castle, he did a great job. There's a handful of actual NBA players like Aaron Gordon, Stephon Castle, that can actually do a dunk contest. They have that ability. Some people are just athletic, but they don't have to be able to do all these tricks and be able to get it, which we saw with a few of the guys who participated. But
like Blake Griffin was probably the last one I have ever watched, and since then I have not seen nothing really good.
And that's saying something because that's like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, Blake Griffin, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon was after that.
Yeah, that was after that.
True.
But I mean, I remember Nate Robinson with the lime green in New York.
I remember Dwight Howard, Superman. Also, when we had superstars, I think the last dunk contest that I can remember that had true superstars, that was in it. No one like top 5 players, but when you had Paul George from the Pacers and John, they did that team version, trying something new. But again, they're trying to do some cool stuff, which in the 90s or 2000s would have been 10s, but now 7s.
So then, what do you suggest?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, like, you can have basketball, like NBA players do it. I personally think you might, if you, like, here's my personal thought. We got to the point where we can no longer have NBA, like I mentioned, a select few who can truly do slam dunk contest. I think it's getting to the point where why don't we just get professional dunkers? Like the ones who do this for a living. And just like have something everyone watches, it's national, everyone gets to see it. Or another way, if you want to have NBA players, 4 teams of 2. One professional, like true dunker, and one NBA player. And they in combination of their points together, something like that. I don't know. You see something you've never seen before with a professional, but at the same time you can still get the NBA aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that I think nothing would be more fun than getting a whole bunch of nobodies and making them show out on an NBA court. Because everybody's going in there with no recollection of who like they are, and they're just gonna show up and f stuff up. If you get what I'm saying, I think that would be really really cool. Because I see like so many guys at like local courts doing, obviously not like here like in Texas, but just like online, just do like some crazy dunks, doing like a 580 and stuff like that, or 720, and I'm just like, whoa. These guys could bring something to like the table. So I think that would help out. In terms of like the NFL, what they should do, I am not.
Hold on. Whoa.
Oh, my bad.
Before we go to the NFL, because I thought the NFL deserves its own little part. I mean, we have to equally talk about the 3-point contest as well. You think a 3-point contest and like the miraculousness of everyone, if I say 3-point contest, you think of one of 2 people, Steph Curry, and who's the other one?
Damian Lillard.
Who else? Klay Thompson back in the day too.
Okay. Does anybody have anybody else?
Or what?
You could try it from a different era.
I mean, yeah, you got Ray Allen, you got
Ray Allen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's still like 2000s, 2010s. You said Larry Bird?
Yeah, because it was the first one.
Yeah, see, exactly my point. Larry Bird, that 1986, around there, look, the 3-point game has evolved so much that a lot of the records, a lot of the scoring is mediocrity that once was amazing. Same with the dunks. So they need to figure out a way to evolve the 3-point game to where it's interesting to get the viewers back attention. I mean, we're looking at people like Anthony Towns, Damian Lillard, Tyler Hero hitting historic numbers that if any one of them was in the 90s or the 80s, they would be rumored as the best shooter of all time. So the game has advanced so much in those fashions where I guess it's become boring to even sit there and watch that. Nobody cares about the contest anymore. It's like, okay, they won. All right, cool. Buddy Hield, second place. You're still nowhere near the greatest shooter of all time. Tyler Hero will never be talked about in the 3-point ever, right? So maybe those things are just useless competitions nowadays that we just do for pastime. We might as well just let them bowl up there and do celebrity bowling because no one really cares. I mean, we're watching big man.
But people don't care because of the lack of stars.
Right. I mean, like I'm pretty sure more people probably tuned into the Sabrina versus Curry than the 3-point contest this year.
Mm-hmm.
That was more off of just. I feel like that was so popular just because some people that care about gender wanted to prove something right.
I mean, the one thing about the 3-point contest that does save it, at least, is compared to the dunk contest, it at least has the star power.
Yeah.
It's not like these are just like, yeah, you'll have the Duncan Robinsons and everything. But at the same time, you're like, oh, hey, I know that guy. He's Trae Young, the star on the Hawks. Something like that. Like, you got, or Steph Curry, Devin Booker, all these people. Like, okay, you know these cats. So, like, that's the one thing that does save it. If it got to the point where it's
exactly, that's my point.
That's where it becomes an issue. I personally think somewhere in there, they need to have, like, the game horse or something. Just, like, 4 people play horse, whatever the case is. I still remember watching that Rajon Rondo, Kyrie... No, who was it? Rajon Rondo, Kate... this was years ago. I don't even know if it was Kyrie was in the league yet. But anyways, but they had a horse contest, and they were just going back and forth. And it was like... Actually, it was pretty entertaining.
If I could offer one more suggestion, so I think that something that is missing from today's sports in general is rivalries, and I feel like if the NBA were to take some players that just hate each other and did like a 3-on-3, kind of like a big 3 tournament, but it was all people that like hated each other, and they have certain people team up to play against other people like they hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Dylan Brooks and KD would feed families. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know it sounds a little crazy, but if you think about it, the intensity is going to be there. The shit talking is going to be there. Like stuff that makes people love the game is all going to be there. The competitiveness, all of that.
Well, no, I like what you're saying, and I want to piggyback that and make it bigger. So when you're in the 7th grade, when you're in the 5th grade, AAU, or however you want to call it, even as young as that, in practice, the first thing you learn is 3-man weave, and the first little test of fire you do is King of the Hill at the top of the key. 5 dribble, 3 dribble. So if you put these guys that they do in every practice, even in the Olympics, and everyone has these rumors of Kyrie tearing everyone apart, KD, LeBron, everybody, and Kyrie 6'2", with high heels on. You're telling me them out there doing 1-on-1 tourneys, 2-on-2 tourneys, 3-on-3 tourneys, winner stay, loser goes for money, wouldn't have them out there playing for real?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then on top of that,
or King of the Court, bro? What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So then now imagine that, but with people that actually don't like each other. So then now they're playing for stuff like if they at that point, if you bring a rivalry into it, it's not even about the money anymore because there's something that's better than money in terms of sports, and that's bragging rights.
For sure. Matt, anything you want to say about switching NFL?
Oh, well, this guy goes with the NFL as well. But I think that's something I feel like a lot of the All-Star stuff needs to do. One thing I loved about the MLB's All-Star thing, y'all know more about MLB, but the winners having advantage in the finals, World Series, Super Bowl, whatever the case is. That's something that intrigues a lot of people. Yeah. It's just like, hey, if I know I'm going to be competing, trying to get into finals, it would be nice to know I'll have home court advantage. Because I never understood how like finals wants to do all that with. Say you got two number one seeds, who do you figure out who has the home court? And they'll do all these metrics like who they play. But it's like you can't compare one conference to another conference. Like right now, the West is. So I don't like how it's like record based and all that. Might as well make the final since it's something combined. Make that the All-Star thing. I bet a lot of players will be more interested in competing in it.
Well, the problem that I have with that in the NFL is that they could be hating as well, right? Like these fools could be haters. So the problem with the
one,
right? So the Pro Bowl, the two Super Bowl teams don't even get to play. So then the NBA that could work because it's halfway through the season. Do you have any other suggestion for the NFL though?
I mean, for the NFL, at the end of the day, the whole thing with the NFL is just going to be a mindset thing. It's who really wants to play football, because at that point in the season they're clocked out, and like I get, because right now you don't even get the superstars who always play anyways. Like a lot of them just sit down, and we get like people who are like 6th, 7th, like people you never heard of making the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
and it's just at the point where it's hard to just be able to compete and have people actually care for it, but if no one wants to actually play. So that's just more of a player's thing than anything the NFL.
Okay. Yes, I can agree with that one.
Hold on. What's going on? We got us a new member joining for the first time. Then we'll get back to you, Corey. Who are you? What's your name? Where you from, man? Oh yeah, you're muted. You're muted. Let's try it again. Who are you? Where you're from? How you doing, man? You're still muted. Here we go. Let's try it again.
Hey, third time's a charm. And now he frozen.
Got him froze over with the Dr. Dre Snoop. Is that Tupac's? Is that Ice Cube's? Who's that in there?
I think that's Ice Cube. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Is he back?
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Who are you? Where you from? What you doing, man?
Man, I'm Christopher Daniels, man, from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm chilling. I'm out here in Oregon with my little brother, Sean, right here, too. I know y'all remember my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How y'all been, man? Ain't seen y'all in a minute.
Doing good.
Sir.
Chilling.
Oh, man. All right, well, right now we're talking about how to fix the All-Stars. So I guess we're talking about right now we're with the NFL Pro Bowl. Corey, go ahead.
All right, definitely it's not like it used to be. Like niggas, like people used to suit up head to head, be out there, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just either flag. I do like how they added like a celebrity bowl. Like they started adding that. That's cool. Like every other sport, that's cool. I like that celebrity flag football game. That's cool. But I don't like how they just don't really play. They're not really going at it. They just jacking around when they're playing. They're just like, like I'm turning this off now.
Like personally, like here's something I just thought about. Like if you don't want to play a full Pro Bowl game, you don't want people to get fine. Then let's play instead of all the stuff like dodgeball, or I like the relay race thing and the stuff they do like that. But some of the quarterback stuff. Can we go back to like the Hawaii Pro Bowls? Let's have the bench press competition. Let's have actual quarterback competition where it's multiple games and whoever has the most points of the quarterbacks is the best quarterback. And then get a trophy. Have a 40-yard dash again, like just a relay race. Mm-hmm. And do all this actual stuff and everything. Have receivers and quarterbacks go one. Like, have that type of thing for the Pro Bowl if you're not going to actually have a real game.
Yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
Okay, I'm gonna do my crack impression. So, niggas nowadays don't necessarily care about Pro Bowl and stuff. Sorry.
I caught myself, bro. Chill out.
Hey, my bad, crack. But no, for real though. Hey, I think the only way, like, if you're the commissioner and you still want the Pro Bowl to be somewhat relevant, just get rid of like the game. And I think we should take it back to like 2010 playing Madden. If y'all remember like the little mini games like they had like on Madden, where it would be somebody running a route, they had to throw it to like a certain circle. You know what I'm saying? And hit the receiver like the chest. All right. Or y'all could have like the longest throwing yards for QBs. All right. Or y'all could just do one-handed catches, not like a little special catch and you dive into like a little ball pit. No. Like I think they should like just make receivers run like a go route, and they should do like a little horse version where like it's only like one-handed catches only and stuff like that. Like make it fun, because all these receivers talk about want to be like the highest paid. All these quarterbacks talk about what they can bring to like the table. I say you show it skills head to head, because once again, I still believe in bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? Bragging rights, you can prove that. There's people that are outspoken about saying like they're faster than Tyreek Hill. I say you let them line up and race. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that like the NBA and the NFL have so many athletes with big egos. I say put it to the test.
Chris?
Yeah, piggybacking off what Crack Mac said too, and a little bit what you said, Matt, about I think it's in terms of pretty much safety. Even on the collegiate at the college level, they got pads on their helmet now. There's not a lot of contact in practice and stuff like that. But I feel like you can implement other things to replace the physical part of the game too, just to make it more fun, make it more competition. Like you said, 40-yard dashes, bench presses, whatever, or even things that you do inside the mat room that we did in high school. Just something fun that's still competitive, you know what I'm saying, but not necessarily as physical, just to, you know what I'm saying, I guess keep it safe.
Yeah, so here's what I would do, because we're supposed to be drawing up propositions. So here's what I would do. Everybody, you play 18 weeks, right? 17 games, 18 weeks. You get a check per week. So your salary, we're going to divide it into 18. And we're going to pay you, everyone that shows up, 18th, right? So one extra week's salary. Then we're going to do quarterback MVP, receiver MVP, lineman MVP, defense line MVP, cornerback MVP, and we're going to put $2 million at each position. See, receivers, DBs, line it up. We're doing one-on-ones. You want people to stop seeing TikTok routes? You want people to stop? Let the best of the best go out there and let them go at it. Quarterbacks throwing the ball. Who could put the best back shoulder? Who could put the best over the top, right? Then it's like you get to see people who was once teammates. Oh, Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. They back connected. They back, right? Mm-hmm. DBs, you get to flex your stuff. Look, he might have dunked on me in the game a couple weeks ago and put up 7, but it's because we run a zone. But man, oh man, you're nothing on me. Yeah. You can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And you could have been running zone for majority of the game.
So
it's kind of interesting that like you brought that up, because in the MLB during the home run derby, you don't have like your batting coach throwing to you or whatever. Mm-mm. You can choose whoever
you want. Bryce Harper had his dad.
Bryce Harper, exactly. Exactly. So Bryce Harper had his dad throwing him BP, and he ended up winning it. So
sure enough. Yeah. So I mean, some people have opted to use their batting coach. Pete Alonso is sitting 3 tunnels deep, not watching anybody up there. He's just hitting on the tee, hitting on the tee, and all those things are great. But when it comes to football, when it comes to that pigskin, see, in Japan League, they have their All-Star game in baseball, where the pitcher is trying to hit the wood bats like cricket, and then they're doing the long toss into the holes. That little mini games. The football mini games is just not working. The doing the flips, Justin Jefferson flipping to the pads. Russell Wilson's gonna win every single year when it comes to throwing to those little numbers. Put them boys against live competition. Let them boys work. When they did that, the latest, with Aaron Rodgers and them, the HBO. Somebody help me out. The HBO thing. Hard Knocks. They did the Hard Knocks, and they were showing Quentin Williams getting to Aaron Rodgers every single time, but he would just touch him and let him go, right? And they would eat. So you tell me you wouldn't want to watch them boys, Jalen Carter, line up against Jason? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just 3 seconds, go for it. Who gonna get him? I would love to see that.
Yeah, just one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's another idea I was thinking about while saying y'all. if you want an actual football game, again, it's going to be hard for actual, like the professionals have been doing this like 6 to 10 years and all that. They've been doing it. They don't. Here's an idea that could be fun if you want an actual football game. Have a rookies versus sophomores type of thing, or have it be that's the pool and then draft teams, and then winning team gets some money and losing team gets just less money. Because
I like
especially on
that
those
because
rookie
that's two
contracts,
teams that
like
are
they
going
don't
through
want
rookie
money,
contracts.
and then plus it gets their name shown out and everything. Like they don't have to go then. But I mean, it's going to be more entertaining than just the regular Pro Bowls we've been getting.
Definitely, and they still gonna be competing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just piggyback off of what you said. Just basically, they're still gonna be competing, and that's gonna draw a lot of attention. So,
And it shows the new faces of the league too.
Exactly. This is gonna sound very outlandish, but because we're starting to get to like a day and age where like there's more white athletes too, a white versus black game would be kind of lit. It sounds crazy, but you got Lad McConkey now. You got
Cooper DeJean
brother on the Commanders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's still too much.
They got Cooper DeJean. They got, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey Matt, y'all coming up. You know what I'm saying? You know,
what are you gonna do about the
watch.
mixed players though? The mixed players like the Pat Mahomes.
Okay. Oh wait. No, that's good. That's good.
Like,
hold on, because you have people like Joel Embiid who can play for Team Cambodia, French, Africa, every country in Africa, Canada, and America. So that can help towards, what, not necessarily who you claim, but, you technically can go to either side. Which one you want to play, right? So you got Kane Brown, who when he wants to sit on one side of the fence, he can. When he sit on the other, he can. So someone like Patrick Mahomes.
No, I disagree. I definitely think lifestyle matters too. And like, let's keep it real. Patty Mahomes is white. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, not too political. Let's not get too political.
My bad. Sorry, my bad.
I just want to say, if you compare him to his dad, if you heard his dad speak, he ain't like his dad. That's a nice way of putting it.
Just draft this. Here's the pool players that.
Yeah.
You know what? Make him do a DNA test. There you go. That's gonna solve everything.
All right. So, let's play a game while we have a couple of people here. If we're gonna jump back to NBA for a second, we'll do one for the NBA, then we'll do one for the NFL. In the NBA, if you could create an article, right? 45-second little article about your what if I would have saw this person play without being injured or X, Y, and Z, I would pick this person, and this is why. For me, I'm going to use a quick, easy example, Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose would have never played that time in Philadelphia when they were up by X many, it would have changed the landscape. Carmelo would have went to the Bulls. It would have been, blah, blah, right? So, would anybody like to go first on their who, what if?
I got a question real quick though.
Go for it.
Any what ifs?
Is it just a what if, or are we talking about strictly injuries? Because like what if could also be like a CP3 going to like the
Mm-hmm.
No, a what if is anything. A what if is anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be if, okay, I'll say one more. If Kawhi would have never gotten hurt as much as he did, would he be in the GOAT conversation? Right? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Real quick, just giving our fans and y'all an update. Tennessee just beat Kentucky 78-65.
As expected.
Wow.
Yeah, no surprises yet.
Would anybody like to go first on the what if?
I'll go first.
Hold on, please.
Huh?
All right.
What?
You didn't hear it?
Was that a fart?
No, look.
Oh, that was a clap. Okay. Harder or something.
All right, here we go.
All right.
All right. So,
hey,
greatest what if story.
This is gonna be unique. My what if story. What if Jerry Jones actually cared about winning?
NBA first. NBA first. NBA
NBA,
first.
NBA.
NBA first. NBA first.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we.
I mean,
We're gonna do one NBA and then one NFL. What if story?
You name it, go first, Daniel, for an NBA?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Man, I have two. I'm not going to say one of them because someone else say it just in case. But what if Shaq and Kobe just work things out? What if they didn't have this beef? What if they just said, "No, what? Stuff happens. We lost a finals against the Pistons. We shouldn't have, but we're building something, and we know this is bigger than just us individuals." And they truly dominated. Now, just imagine the players that would have wanted to come over there, things they could have built. And we could be talking about Kobe and Shaq both as the greatest at each of their positions. Because if Kobe had 5 by the time he retired, Shaq had 4, I think they would have each had more than 6. So I think that's going to be my big what if.
Time.
To go off of Matt, I said, what if Kobe didn't retire and he was still on the Lakers with LeBron? Wouldn't that be cold? I feel like they'd get a ring. Get a ring for real.
Kobe was walking on noodles.
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
I gotta say, bro, like, just what if, like, bro, what would the Lakers look like? Would that be another super team? Would they be trying to get a whole bunch of people to come play with Kobe and LeBron? What would that look like? Wouldn't that be, like, crazy?
You still got 15 seconds. Hold on, whoa, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We still got 15 seconds.
All right,
I'm good. That's it. Yeah. That's it.
All right. We'll get the other two. So what we do is everybody says theirs, and then I open it up for discussion. Okay.
all right.
So, Daniel, you got one yet?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't got nothing.
Okay, Chris.
I'll go. All right, it's a bit of a stretch though, but speaking on the Kobe and LeBron situation, what if Kobe was in LeBron's situation when he moved to the Heat? What would have happened if Kobe played with Bosh and Dwayne Wade? Would he have won more rings, just as much, or less?
Well, if it's okay.
Whoa. You finish. Keep talking.
Yeah. So it's like because we debate all the time who better between Kobe and LeBron. And I'm saying, do you think if Kobe went everywhere LeBron went, had the same players he went, I'm not even just gonna say the Heat. I'm gonna say every place, because Kobe did it without anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because with Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher.
Time.
All right, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, you got one yet?
You know what? I'm gonna go with what if Clay and KD never got hurt on like the Warriors? Then now we're talking Kobe. Sorry. So now we're talking with Curry with what? 5 rings? KD probably has what, 3, 4? They don't like. That's when like the top 10 conversations really get interesting. If they were to have one more ring, and then obviously it wouldn't have been Curry or KD getting Finals MVP. That also would have boosted like their rating too in terms of like the top 10. That's all I got.
You got 10 seconds. You want anything?
Nah, I ain't got none.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I definitely need to respond to Daniels first.
Okay, so
Huh?
now here's where it gets fun. Here's where it gets a little challenging.
Well, hey, Grayson, if it's okay,
go ahead, Matt.
If it's okay, because Corey's doing something with Kobe, Chris is doing something with Kobe, can I withdraw my? I won't use 45 seconds. I'll just say what it is.
Go ahead, go.
What if Michael Jordan didn't have to step away from basketball?
Yeah, we're talking about eight rings then, potentially.
Or he loses 2 times or 1 time or doesn't make the final. There's a chink in his armor. That GOAT debate is not as powerful as it is to.
I like that.
I like that too.
Good timing. All right, so here's where I open up the floor. Remember, this is an open floor, so if you sit around with your lips closed, you're not going to get your chance to talk in the 2 minutes. Every single person on the floor, you have to both defend your take and challenge someone else's. Once it's done, everyone's going to get 30 seconds to say their last thing about theirs. Got it? 3, 2, 1.
I mean, personally, let's go ahead and get the Kobe stuff out the way, because when y'all were saying y'all's, I was thinking mine.
All right.
Crack, I love yours, how you want Kobe. 50-year-old Kobe, he's going to be around that age. That's not going to work out. He was already walking on that last game after he dropped 60. So, yeah, he was GG's. All right. Chris, I ain't going to lie. I don't remember what yours was.
No, mine was saying if Kobe was, basically, if you swap Kobe and LeBron out, if you put Kobe with everybody who LeBron played, would Kobe have won more rings, just as many, or less? Do you think Kobe would have been more successful with who LeBron played with?
Well, here's your issue with yours. The reason why they wouldn't join Kobe in the ball. So that's simple. So that's where yours comes in effect.
Also, by the way, that
Ray Allen doesn't want to play with Kobe. He's not. If Kobe Bryant
I
played,
let him talk the whole time.
any of those. Yeah, I'm waiting for him to interrupt me.
This is my thing. Kobe always passed the ball. He didn't have a lot of people around him. Definitely when Shaq left, he won 3 with Shaq, right? And then without Shaq, he had to do it.
Stop the Vujicic. He was playing with some bums. And guess what? People love talking about how Kobe didn't pass. Guys, if you go to your local gym and you're playing with bums, do you pass?
Exactly.
Let's get that out the way.
Well, at the same time, we're talking about bums. Bums will play with Kobe.
Just to stop Kobe.
All stars were going to play with Kobe.
They was like,
Kyrie to play with Kobe. Besides being a fanboy of Kobe.
Let me tell you something, Bernard. When Kobe scored 81 in that game,
another one.
When Kobe scored 81 in that game, do y'all realize he literally passed the ball to somebody 5 times in the corner and they missed every shot, and people still saying he need to pass it?
Now, here's my thing.
No,
We're bringing Kobe and LeBron, we're bringing all these people, but what Michael Jordan? Imagine if he stayed the 2 years. He won 2 championships and to go LeBron's not catching him and to go, or he loses 2 times and no one can say undefeated in the final, or if he doesn't even make it. Depending on who he loses to, imagine if Hakeem beats Michael Jordan and
Maddie, I feel
Hakeem beat all time.
But we're talking about Game 7, so yours is not even realistic. You get what I'm saying?
And you're talking about fixing Clay and KD. He's not realistic either.
That is realistic. I get that.
I mean, bro, but even speaking on that, Daniel, bro, I'm gonna say this, bro. That's just a super team. If you do that with anybody, with any team, no, they always win, bro. I never fucked with.
That one is simple because guess what? We saw the previous 2 years before. Yeah, they won. Yeah, if you have KD and Clay healthy, they win. Yeah, we know what that one's gonna be. It's not like what Kawhi did? No,
Time. 3 minutes on the money. All right, so Corey, let's start with you. 30 seconds on the clock to defend your final take.
I got to defend it because even though he's 50, that man still was getting buckets. You saw the last game. Say it was LeBron got there way before or whatever. You can still hoop, no matter how old you are. You can still hoop. I still know some 50-year-olds that can hoop. Out-hoop all of us. And that's what I'm saying. There's nothing. You can't say, he's old. No, if he would have kept going, because towards that end, he was just okay, I know I'm going to retire.
Time! Daniel.
You know what? I'm going to spend my time just saying, Crack Mac, think about this for a second. You know the clip of Carmelo saying, "Hey, yo, P, they said I got to come off the bench." That's exactly the attitude Kobe would have had if he kept playing. Because Kobe was not going to be a starter. Could he have been useful? That man was going to be a corner 3 specialist at most. He's really going to be a player coach, if you want me to keep it a buck with you. But that's just my opinion. That's really all I got. The take I really want to talk about briefly is, what if Jerry Jones cared about the Cowboys? Guys,
Time.
We're gonna get down to the NFL one.
We got two more personals, and then we're going to the NFL one. Chris, go ahead.
All right. So on my take, I believe that Kobe would have won more rings with the Heat and the Cavaliers, and with the Lakers. Now, I think I'm not gonna say they would have been as dominant as Shaq and Kobe was in the early 2000s, but if he had AD, they would have. I feel like they would have won, bro. I would have won at least 3 in his prime.
Time. Matt,
I agree. Because guess what? AD's better than Paul.
All right, Corey, Kobe, Daniel, of course, Warriors will. Chris, I respect yours because that one will be interesting, but at the same time, the players wouldn't mix up really well. Dwayne Wade, Kobe,
he did it. He did it.
My turn.
All right. I got
Michael Jordan, that's the big what if. If he wins 2 times, is he undoubtedly the GOAT? If he loses, that would be interesting. Now you get out being the GOAT or somebody else. So interesting, huh?
Hey,
that's a what if right there.
About this, people talk about LeBron.
Time. All right, guys, we gotta stop talking to other people's turns. You guys stop talking to other people's turns.
You got me a little hype, man.
So
it's a Friday. I might need a shot. Sorry.
All right, Daniel, start your NFL one, man. Go for it.
Oh man. By the way, can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, bet. Just making sure. Hey guys, think about it. I already said it. If Jerry Jones cared about the Cowboys, guys, listen to me. There's only a few cities as a young athlete that you care to be in: Vegas, California, Florida, or Texas. And if you're in Texas, are you gonna choose Houston or Dallas? You're gonna be Dallas. Why? Because they're America's team. Guys, Dallas, you are America's team. It comes with so much stuff. Y'all see Dak Prescott on damn near everything, selling mattresses, the Campbell Chunky Soup. He's selling everything, and he's the definition of mid. Not saying that because he's light skinned. I hate light skins, but it is what it is. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Listen to me. If Jerry Jones cared to actually recruit people, Dallas would be a juggernaut team. He just doesn't care. But that's nothing new.
Time. That was 45 seconds on the money. Good work.
Yeah.
Next up, go for it. All right, Corey, go.
So I would have to say, what if I'm a big Seahawks fan? What if Russell Wilson never threw that pick and just let Marshawn Lynch run it in? Like, I don't know. What would happen? Would they be a juggernaut team for a couple more Super Bowls, or what would happen after that? I really have to say, like, that was the worst decision I ever seen in my life. But yeah, what if? What that?
You got 15.
Like, I have to say, like, I don't know. Like, I'm a huge Seahawks Russell Wilson fan, and I think choosing to throw it and then let
time.
Fine. I got 2 what ifs. The first one is what if Lamar Jackson had a better O-line? Do y'all think they'll be both contenders? Because I feel like that's their missing pieces. I'm rooting for him. Like this year, I was going for Hurts. I feel like next year, I hope Lamar get it. You feel me? And second, I'm taking it all the way back 10, 11 years ago. What if Dez would have caught it? Do y'all think they would have? Look, I'm gonna bring it back. Look, I'm still mad about that. I don't give a damn. Shoot, I hold a grudge. Shoot. What if Dez would have caught it? And do y'all think they would have won a Super Bowl?
She got 15.
Hands down, if Dez would have caught it,
I
think they would have won a Super Bowl.
Whoa! You have 10 seconds, sir, if you want to continue.
Oh, well, yeah. So y'all, that's some food for thought. So y'all go ahead and think about that.
Time!
All right, mine's gonna be a fun what if. My what if is what if Drew Brees had a better defense? We're talking about Drew Brees putting up 5,000 yards every single season. He was elite. That no one can doubt that. Now, what if he actually had the defense keep him from going 8-8? We talked about Joe Burrow this past season. His defense was horrible. Drew Brees dealt with that for Joe. He's the big what if. Would he quarterback? Stat wise, he already is. But accolade wise, he could have been up there with Montana if he had like 3 or 4 Super Bowl rings. I don't know.
Time!
There we go.
That's a good take.
Open up the floor. 3, 2.
Hey, I think the Ravens were the best team in football this year.
Yes.
It's just Mark Andrews happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think they want to win it all. Well, they still would have to get past Mahomes. And that's something not a lot of people have done. So I don't know.
Oh, I just thought about a better what if, but I'll save that for another day. But the Ravens thing, that is an interesting take. Of course, that's a current what if, but at the same time, it's still going to depend. I hate to say this because Lamar actually did play good playoff game against the Bills.
Yes.
But it still depends on Lamar because is one playoff game going to change a whole. So he still has to get the job done. The defensive backs have to play a little bit better. They had to play to expectation that we thought they were going to be. Seattle with Russell Wilson, that's very. But how far does that really go? Is that really a Russell Wilson thing, or is that a Pete Carroll?
Yeah,
I think there's Marshawn Lynch a lot more, but
yeah, I think Wilson's career still want to be like the same, like it is. I don't think him winning going to change anything much.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry Jones, that's probably a very interesting one because, of course, currently and everything. But I will say this: he has won Super Bowls as the owner of the team before, so I'll give.
Yeah, but
that's where my argument goes against you.
Is that if you actually cared about signing people, they're a dynasty instantly, and there's probably no team close. The only team I could see them taking them down is probably the Chiefs, and that's just because they got Patty Mahomes. But outside of that, no team would come close. I would see them winning. They would turn into the Chiefs, making the Super Bowl every single year.
But for my what if, just imagine that Super Bowl Saints team that won it all because they had a good defense, even though it was bound gate and all. Imagine if they had that consistently. They beat that Colts team with Peyton Manning, and that was a great Colts team. That should have been in the Super Bowl almost every other year. But if you had that consistently, we don't have Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady will lose a few Super Bowls against Drew in that team. Because that team was just too talented. Especially since technically he didn't have a Pro Bowl wide receiver. Somehow Marquise Colston never got a Pro Bowl. But Jimmy Graham, does he become the new and stuff like that? There's a big what if, and Reggie Bush, his value would have gone up a lot more. So I love that what if.
Chris, your mic's muted if you're trying to talk.
The Kardashians.
Okay. No, I was just saying I think Tom is good, but I think Tom just a little bit overrated, in my opinion, because of the weapons he had around him. I feel like if you replace Tom, any team he was in when he won a Super Bowl, with Lamar Jackson, with Cam Newton in his prime, with
Aaron
Rodgers, I feel like they would have won it just as easily. I'm not saying that you know what I'm saying, Tom ain't exclusive and Tom was not one of the GOATs, but he
like those defenses were so elite. Like people forget how demanding Bill Belichick is. Like,
exactly.
Imagine if Drew Brees had those type of defenses.
Oh, I agree.
I'm saying 5,000 yards and multiple seasons in a row. Somehow never won an MVP because he went 8 every year.
Yeah.
Drew Brees is already a top 10 quarterback of all time. Personally, for me, he would have been easily top 5 if he had just a top 10 defense.
Hey, I agree because he was consistently throwing for 5,000 yards back whenever they were playing 16 games. Now guys still struggle to crack 5,000 yards, and they extended the week to week 18. So
you weren't a part of that conversation with quarterbacks that could get to 5,000 right now, right?
I wasn't.
I was.
Okay, so let's put a pin in that. We're going to come right back to it. Time, first of all. Second of all, I was interested that no one said, what if Andrew Luck would have not retired? What if Andrew Luck would have had O-line? What if Robert Griffin would have never gotten his knees
That's my original
5'5"?
one. RG3 is my original.
Yeah. And what if Johnny Manziel was just cared a little bit more about film study?
Damn Coke.
So
Grayson, to be honest with you, Grayson, the ones I was thinking in my head originally was RG injury. I think about Jackson injury. I was thinking about Barry Sanders being on, or Calvin Johnson as well.
what if Lawrence Taylor played in today's game?
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought about that. Drew Brees is my boy. I always wondered.
what if
Chris?
Michael Vick can go to prison, bro?
Yeah, he was only in prison 3 years, and I think that thing with
But
Atlanta
if that's
still would have
the
went
On top
flop.
of his game,
Michael Jordan was only off for 3 years. If that's the case,
No, I get it, but I'm saying that Michael Vick's biggest problem wasn't prison. Michael Vick's biggest problem was Atlanta. They didn't believe in him when he was there. They didn't care to bring the best out of him. If he would have started from the beginning, Donovan McNabb is somehow, some way not there, and Michael Vick plays all of his career in Philadelphia, they beat Tom Brady, and they might have won a couple of more. So I think the biggest problem was the organization before it was him going to prison in the middle of his prime.
I think Mike Vick is one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time.
Absolutely, it's rumored that he ran a 4.3. So
And I got a very unpopular opinion. I think Mike Vick is better than Lamar Jackson.
I do too.
Because people forget. Hey, Matt, stay with me now. So the reason why I say this is because Mike Vick was putting up Lamar Jackson stats out of the I formation. He's running Trinity's playbook. Okay, he's running Trinity's playbook, and he still put up Lamar Jackson stats.
Okay, I like when this happens. Wait. Everybody stop. I like when this happens. So, believers that Mike Vick is better than Lamar Jackson right now. We have Chris and we have Daniel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Corey, do you believe that Mike Vick's better than Lamar Jackson? Yes or no? Okay, so it's just Matt on the defense. Well, we're about to go 30 for 30, aren't we? 30 seconds on the clock. Daniel, why is Mike Vick better?
I got a question for you. All right, then I'll let you talk. Replace Mike Vick from the Falcons and put him on the Ravens with their playbook.
That's exactly.
What does he do?
Exactly.
It's your time. I'm letting you go.
Yeah, that's a rhetorical question. It's your time.
I thought it was everybody's time.
Nah, so it's 30. It's 30. You and then Matt and then Chris and then Matt then you then.
Oh, okay. This is my time. Oh, okay.
I'll start over. 3, 2, 1. Why is Lamar worse than Michael Vick? Go.
Okay. So basically, if you go back and watch his highlights, he's under center 90% of the time. He's doing 3-step drop back, doing his 2-3 reads, and then he's taking off. You can't do much with that. Imagine if he actually had a play calling that actually utilized his ability. Imagine if he had a coach like Ron Rivera that took Cam Newton under his wing and actually knew how to actually use him. Mike Vick was running a college offense. He was running a speed option.
Time. Good take.
Imagine if he actually used the right
time.
way.
Matt.
Look, I'm just throwing this up right here, all right? So, actually, I'll go, if you want to go... Yeah, Mike Vick would still be interesting. Don't get me wrong, but let's not... He's just a perfect quarterback. He had a strong arm, but he wasn't the most accurate quarterback in the world. That was his...
And neither is Lamar.
Lamar, he got a...
Let him talk.
Real quick, it's my time. Lamar has played 40 less games than Michael Vick, and he's only 2,000 yards behind him when it comes to... He's easily going to crush him this next season with a lot less games played. He averages more yards a game.
Time. I gave you some extra time for the talk. Guys, when you cut him off, I got to give 5 seconds to cut off. So I gave you 10 seconds right there, extra time to talk. You're going to have rebuttal with Chris because you're by yourself. So my suggestion, smaller takes, bigger points, because you're going to have multiple times to talk. Chris, Daniel, y'all, that's funny, Chris, Daniel. Y'all have to work to kind of get your points across. Chris, rebuttaling off of Matt, tagging off of Daniel. Go for it.
I think that, first off, did you say games or seasons with Vic? Either way.
Games.
Okay, games. I feel like Lamar got more weapons. So are you seriously telling me right now that if Derrick Henry was in a backfield with Mike Vick with the Falcons, or if Mike Vick was on the Ravens or with all the strengths that they have and all that, he wouldn't have won a Super Bowl or 2 or 3 by now with Derrick Henry. So I think that's why I think Mike Vick is better. He's a
time.
Shit.
Matt, go.
I mean, what did we just talk about? Lamar played a good game. Mark Andrews dropped the ball. That's not that's why they didn't go to the Super Bowl or anything like that. Or that's what could have been. Now you want to bring up this who he played with and everything. Oh yeah, Lamar won an MVP without Derrick. He won. He should have won 3 this year. How many MVPs does Lamar have? 0. I mean, sorry, Michael Vick 0. How many All-Pros does Michael Vick have? 0. So without
time,
that's the stuff.
Daniel.
Once again, you're still forgetting that he wasn't used the right way. He was so dynamic within having to play in such a small bubble of what he could actually do. Okay, now if we're actually talking about dual threat quarterbacks, Cam Newton is better than both of them in my opinion, because Cam Newton was an exceptional thrower and he was an exceptional runner. All right, obviously I do think Lamar Jackson more dynamic is the most dynamic runner. However, if we're talking about peak, if we're talking about what they can do, best of the best,
time
over both of them.
Chris, final for your point.
I almost switched over to the Cam Newton argument now because I love Cam, bro, but I don't think Cam had a better arm or a powerful arm than Michael Vick. But I think Michael Vick's legs is better than Cam Newton. I think Cam had a better frame. Obviously, 6'5", 240, you can't teach that. You know what I'm saying? But going back to the Mike Vick and Lamar thing, Lamar got his game from Vick. And it's like people want to argue with the even going all the way as far as Chris Brown and Michael Jackson. It's like you can't say that he better than the GOAT, who he got it from, who he modeled his game from. So, and he didn't have the weapons, period.
Time. Open up the floor for 2 minutes. Final takes. You can bring in the Cam Newton thing, but remember, the take is Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Open floor.
Hey, Matt. We good? Matt, so you talked about the accomplishments that Lamar Jackson has over Mike Vick. Mike Vick played in a time. Okay, still. Mike Vick played in an era where it was giving it to the running back heavy, or you throw if you were a quarterback. He was one of one during the time that he played. Nobody else played like him. Okay? So that kind of already hinders him from achievements anyways. All right. Okay. Second of all, you answer my question now. What if you take Lamar Jackson, replace him with Mike Vick? Mike Vick on that Ravens team. Do you know what kind of stats he puts up?
He still balls out, yeah.
Exactly. But now he's a quarterback.
Are you acting like Lamar has just much better weapons? Let me ask this, okay? I don't remember all of Michael Vick's Atlanta Falcons teammates like that. I personally don't.
He only had Roddy White and Tony Gonzalez for I think a season or two.
Okay, real quick, stop right there. We're talking about that. Zay Flowers, Roddy White. They're saying that he's better than Roddy White.
Roddy White only really had 2 good seasons.
Roddy White was the number 1 when Julio was there his first year.
Yeah.
Roddy White was a Pro Bowl receiver multiple times. Anyways, we got 3 minutes. So already, are you saying Mark Andrews is better than Tony Gonzalez?
No.
Exactly. And then let's look at Philadelphia. Is Deshaun Jackson? Can we agree Deshaun Jackson?
Okay, but Chip Kelly. Andy Reid knew how to use Mike Vick.
Both. Chip Kelly and Andy Reid.
Chip Kelly was there, but Andy Reid, I know Lamar Jackson has a good offensive coordinator, but Andy Reid?
Andy Reid knew how to use Mike Vick. That's why you actually saw him throw the ball downfield. That's why you started doing
in Philly. If he started off with Philly, he would have been the greatest. If he started off with Philly, bro, in 03 or whatever year he came.
Andy Reid knew what was in front of him. He knew how to use him.
Exactly.
I mean, look what he did with Donovan McNabb.
Y'all say he would have been the greatest. Y'all remember when the Eagles had quote-unquote Vince Young, the dream team. They were legit the NFL dream team because they had Nami Austin, free agents, that scariest team. And what did they do with Michael Vick at their quarterback? Not a damn thing. Now, you can say the same thing with Lamar. Lamar's team is not as good as those Eagles teams that Michael Vick was on. When you look at the Dream Team, but at the same time, Lamar got 2 MVPs.
But I'm saying that's so close.
Henry. 4 All-Pros.
Every athlete that been in prison that came out after was different, from Muhammad Ali
and then was sitting whenever he came back
to Michael Vick to Mike Tyson.
Then tell him not to go to jail. Like, he shouldn't have gone to jail.
Tell Michael Jordan not to retire for 3 years either then. Tell Michael Jordan not to retire for 3 years.
Here's your thing right now, okay? You're saying that he has still played 40 more games than Lamar.
Okay.
Lamar has only passed him in rushing yards. He almost passed him in passing yards.
Final take.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Because it was a playbook that allowed him to flourish.
Okay, so wait. Let's start at 2000, okay? Just for a point of sake. Does Michael Vick enter the conversation? Okay, wait, let's do this in reverse. Quarterbacks now, right? Matt, do you remember the quarterbacks that you said?
For my 5,000?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We had a conversation about quarterbacks in the league and pretty much their development, limiting their ability to have those numbers like Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, where they're throwing for 4,500, 5,000 yards in a season. The argument for some people was the defense progressing where players can play different positions. They're faster, stronger, smarter. Some people's argument was, people on the offense, different sizes. The receivers are running, they're running backs too, and quarterbacks, after the first read, second read, they're then taking off and running. Okay. Then there's an argument of, well, these quarterbacks nowadays are more offensive coordinator, head coach made in terms of their read progressions. They can't read the field. So how many quarterbacks in today's league right now that are playing that are signed to a team? So you cannot say Aaron Rodgers because he is not signed to a team. How many quarterbacks in today's league with a number 1 receiver, a number 2, a really good number 1, a decent number 2, and a good running back that are throwing 80-20, 80 pass, 20 run, can legitimately throw for 5,000 without the assistance of an offensive coordinator? Now, the argument was said about Jared Goff, and the rebuttal was, look what he did when the offensive coordinator that he had was matched up against a better defensive coordinator, and you look at the Super Bowl, he only scored 3 points. A couple arguments was Matthew Stafford, and he is a part of the OG generation with Phillip Rivers in them, so he doesn't count. So how many quarterbacks in today's league right now can throw for 5,000? Remember, without offensive coordinator help. Matt, if you want to go through your list again first, go ahead. 45 seconds.
Well, you said no Matthew Stafford. He was part of my original.
No, you can argue him, but, okay. That's the point, that he's OG. He's not today's league.
I gotcha, but it still shows like him as a talent. If we're talking
right
about
now,
who could throw $1,000 today. Because he proved it with the number 1 receiver. But another one, just to keep on going, Justin Herbert, one of the best arms in the NFL, and we give him a number 1. Especially when he had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, he had a 5,000-yard season before. Patrick Mahomes, we already know that one. That's a seed. Jared Goff, he has the ability for sure, especially how the Lions have done, just natural arm talent. And then Joe Burrow, because he just did this past year. Those are my 5 that I said.
All right, who's next?
I'll say, first off, Josh Allen, of course. I think he's proved it many times. I think he did that. I think he's been consistent since college. I think, and y'all might disagree, but even Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott, if he had a number 1 receiver with the years before his injury, before he started playing timid, I think he would have done some Lamar Jackson, obviously. I think Russell Wilson had an amazing season too, and then Jalen Hurts.
You still have 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand on that. You looking at me crazy, Grace?
Okay, Time. Daniel.
Yeah, I definitely got a curveball for y'all. So obviously Mahomes, Allen, I think Burrow could do it. My toss up is gonna be I actually think Tua can do it. Why? Does Tua capable of doing it? No, but Tyreek Hill is. So is Jalen Waddle. You got 2-4-3-4-2 guys on the outside. I'm gonna throw Tua in there. Outside of them, I don't think anybody else really could.
Jalen Hurts?
Let him speak.
Throw for 5,000? Nah. Because he's gonna rush for 20, like probably like 1,300. The only other person I would probably say maybe is probably Justin Herbert. Oh wait, no, they got rid of a lot of his weapons.
Time. So I think you misunderstood the question. The question was with a really good number one and a decent number two. So you can put whoever you want at the one. So if Tua had Justin Jefferson and Tyreek, would he drop 5,000? If Lamar Jackson had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, would he drop 5,000? You want to redo yours? Yeah, you're building a team. Yeah. You want to redo yours?
Yeah, can I?
All right, go for it. 3, 2, 1.
QB, I'm gonna have Josh Allen. Why? Because he's a crash out. So we got Josh Allen. Who am I throwing it deep to? I'm probably gonna throw it deep.
You don't have to say the names, just the quarterbacks that can do it. Then when you argue with everyone else, you're gonna be like, bro, you tell me if Josh Allen doesn't have X, Y, and Z, he wouldn't be able to throw for it, right? You see? So right now you're just saying quarterback names.
Oh, okay.
I paused your time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Herbert. And oh Lord. I almost said Anthony Richardson, but no, absolutely not. He got once Anthony Richardson fixes his screws, he's gonna be something nice. But yeah, no, not him. I'm only gonna go with those four. Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, and Herbert.
Time. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up. We're gonna open it up to let y'all go at it for a little bit. Y'all gonna have your final takes. Corey, did you wanna?
Yeah, I was here listening. I would have to say mine would be definitely Josh Allen. I think Joe Burrow can do it, honestly. Lamar. And honestly, even though I don't really like the dude, I think Kyler Murray, if Kyler Murray had the right people, he can do it too. And Mahomes. Yeah.
All right. Time. Time. All right, 3 minutes on the clock. Go for it.
Look, let's get the obvious people out the way, like that we know for sure that we can all kind of agree on. I think Mahomes is for sure one of them. With multiple Burrow. I heard a few Herberts because that could be a debatable one for some.
Lamar.
But here's the thing, Lamar. I don't think so.
I think he's very capable of doing it,
bro.
Lamar,
yeah, bro. He's shown that this season.
Wait, who? Wait, who? Lamar?
Jackson.
So why are y'all first? Okay, we're gonna the whole Michael Vick thing now. Okay, anyways, but like, look, you realize Lamar also runs the ball. It's already enough for him to get 5,000 yards.
Yeah, that's why
He
I
was
said
strictly pocket.
He
I
has
agree,
to run though.
and he's not going to be strictly pocket.
So you're telling me Lamar Jackson can sit in the pocket and throw for 5,000?
If he had a number one and number two receiver, yes. If he had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, yes.
It's you don't see dual threat quarterbacks getting 5,000
because this is the thing.
yards.
All their life they have to be dual. I feel like he can sit back in the pocket and do it. So same thing. Even going back to Cam Newton. Cam Newton could do it too. He, I know he's not in the game right now, but he could do it too. But he can run just as good, almost just as good as he can.
But let's go back to some of the people like I disagree with. Josh Allen, I don't think he can. Again, same
Go
thing
for
with
5,000?
Lamar.
What?
Because
Bro, Josh can do it without
you know why I say that? You know why I say
You know
that?
who he
Because
threw? He just won an MVP
hey,
throwing to Khalil Shakir,
so
whatever
hold
his
up,
name was.
hold up.
He's my
What?
height.
So real quick, let's focus on this. Let me get to my point. Josh Allen, the whole thing was if you gave a quarterback a number 1 and then a solid number 2. They didn't not have that when he had Stephon Diggs, and he did not get 5,000.
Who was the number 2? Gabe Davis? Yeah, all right.
Gabe Davis got a big contract at Jacksonville because like
So
he's a
did
solid
Christian
number
Kirk.
2.
What did he do with it? Christian
I'm
Kirk,
sorry?
come on.
But I'm talking about in Buffalo, Gabe Davis was a solid number 2, and I believe they had another receiver there too. I know they had Cole Beasley at the time as well. But anyways, Josh Allen couldn't do
telling
it.
you.
Russell Wilson from you, Chris. No, he's not going to.
Man,
He has a pretty deep ball, but he's not a gunslinger. Like,
I
he's
feel
not
like he
a,
had number 1, number 2, bro. He could do
That's
it,
the
bro.
guy.
I mean, like, no, I can't see him because I think the most he ever had is 4,000 yards. You're telling me he's going to make 1,000-yard increase?
So if he had a number 1, number 2 receiver, hell, if he had an extra receiver to any team that he played on, even with just Justin Jefferson or literally just
Lamar
that one
Jackson,
person.
T. Higgins. If you give a lot of quarterbacks that, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Joe Burrow is someone who can do it because guess what? Bring the ball. Like, he doesn't care. He trusts his guy. But
I
Russell
know.
Wilson
That's
is
what
very
Josh Allen
conservative.
is. Josh Allen throws it downfield. So does Justin Herbert. That's why I threw him in there too.
Again, Josh Allen, here's the difference between Justin Herbert and So that's already taken time away. So again, he's like Lamar. If he just says, "I'm not going to scramble, and I'm just going to throw the ball," then absolutely yes, he can. But if we're considering how they play quarterback, he won't.
Okay, so if we're mentioning that, does Michael Vick in that conversation with Michael Vick having a number 1, number 2 running back, can Michael Vick sit in the pocket and throw for 5,000?
Hell yeah.
Again, if he doesn't scramble, yes. But if he's playing how he actually plays, no.
So you telling me
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think he would, just because running is what makes him special. That's like telling Lamar Jackson to sit in the pocket and throw. It's like no, because like like this is me just being realistic. Like to have Lamar Jackson or Mike Vick be like, hey, we don't want you to run. It's like, come on now. So that's why I can't throw in Lamar Jackson or Mike Vick in for me.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, actually, first go. I'm just gonna say right there, Daniel. Thank you. You just told me I won my argument.
Yeah,
Mike Vick and I took Lamar.
Chris. Basically, what Matt is saying is that you're taking what makes them special and you're telling them not to do it. You get what I'm saying?
I'm backtracking real quick. You don't get what I'm saying. I'm backtracking. I'm saying that you just agreed that Lamar is.
What?
Because
I'm just being realistic.
You just said even if Mike Vick couldn't run, he probably wouldn't get it.
Because he would still run.
But you said, we were arguing, we mentioned Lamar because you said Lamar can do it. What makes Lamar special? He can run, but he said he can also get 5,000.
Throw for 5,000? He's not throwing for 5,000.
Man, I'm gonna tell you
Didn't you just say Lamar on your list?
No, that was Chris.
That was me.
I had Lamar multiple times.
But y'all don't understand.
I heard Kyler Murray too.
They're powerful. Just because their legs are that powerful, but don't mean that they can't throw. Don't mean that their arm not powerful too. Mike Vick literally got one of the fastest balls, bro. And he got one of the strongest arms in history, bro. He can literally what? The long
No, hey, you so like I'm not saying he's not able to do it. It's just that his running is a part of like his game. And like it's hard to just tell him like, hey, like you just can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like telling my
final takes.
Jackson, now you can't tell them that they have to play like Drew Brees. Like you can't just do that.
But this is the thing. The quarterbacks that y'all talking about, bro, they told them to just run the ball. They couldn't do it, right? Because they're not runners. The difference is Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson can actually throw the ball well too. That's the difference. These other dudes.
The conversation was 5,000 yards, no matter.
If I had to throw, if I had to throw in a quarterback, I would. Sorry, I'm bringing up Cam Newton again. I think Cam Newton has a better chance of throwing 5,000 over Vic and Lamar Jackson.
I agree.
And that's just because Cam Newton was, like I said, exceptionally well at both. Because he had a stronger arm than them, he was more accurate, and he was harder to bring down than them.
Cam Newton has stronger arm than Michael Vick.
So then, talent and skill wise, I think Cam Newton beats them out in all areas. I think Lamar's a better runner, but I think Cam Newton's harder to bring down.
Daniel, I'm gonna get you at your stat real quick. Okay, I'll wait for my final take for my camp.
Go ahead. I'm saying this is final takes before we change the subject. Get out of here.
Okay, I got you. Just if you think Cam Newton, I don't think Cam Newton is one because. Do you know the only time he ever hit 4 in his career in passing?
When?
You want to guess what season it was?
Hold on, Matt.
His MVP year?
Nope. His rookie year.
Okay.
That is the only time he's ever hit 4,000 yards in pass.
But why does that matter? He's a dual threat quarterback.
Hold on, Matt. Chris, hey, thank you for joining us, man. Is there anything you want to say before you head out?
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, bro. It's good talking to y'all boys. And hey, I'm staying on what I said now. Ain't no take back, bro. For sure. But good debate though, for real, man.
I appreciate you showing up, man.
Already, y'all stay up.
Okay, Matt, go ahead. No, I was just saying that again. Cam Newton only hit 4,000 yards one time, and that was Steve Smith.
Yeah, but Matt, why does that matter? He's a dual threat.
Because you're saying that he would have 5,000 yards.
Certain benchmarks do not matter for dual threats.
Well, I'm just saying there's a sample size right there. It's proven that he cannot 4,000 yards besides 1 year with Steve Smith. That is a proven fact.
Dude, he's a dual threat QB.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm arguing, saying that he will not get quarterback.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you were trying to say, like, oh, Cam Newton is someone who could do it. I'm telling you.
All right.
I think I think he has a better. So the thing is that you could actually make Cam Newton a pocket QB. You're not gonna make Mike Vick and Lamar Jackson a pocket QB.
But here's the thing with this also. Like, if we're talking about Cam Newton, talk about that, but are we involving injuries? Because is he going to stay healthy the whole season and be able to? Same thing.
I mean, we're talking hypotheticals here. So hypothetically speaking, he would be healthy for the entire year.
But even then, Cam Newton wasn't the greatest quarterback when it came to throwing. He's like Anthony Richardson in a way, but a little more powerful.
Okay, but I never said he was the greatest thrower of all time. I just said he has a better chance of making it over Lamar Jackson and Mike Vick.
I still think Lamar has the best chance because I think Lamar truly has the accuracy when it comes to all of them.
Lamar took a fat jump in accuracy this past year.
No,
but his first 2 seasons, they were kind of shaky. That's the same thing with Jalen Hurts. That's why I couldn't agree with Chris whenever he said Jalen Hurts could throw for 5,000.
Jalen Hurts, he can't do it.
Jalen Hurts' accuracy scares me. He is lucky he's throwing to 2 elite receivers. Is all I'm saying.
I won't even say his accuracy scares me because that's my point of why he 2 elite receivers already. Like that's his sample. But his thing is not truly just his accuracy. His thing is just overall that, and it's not his fault. It's the system that he plays in a smart system. He's not going to throw for 5,000 yards. They're going to beat you down. They're going to run the clock, get long series, tire you out, get their defense, and play. They're going to win games by design.
All right.
Hey, how many more topics do we have?
I'm going to cut some of these off because we've extended our time on some other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And saves up some for tomorrow whenever we come back.
Yeah. Yeah, right now we're at 1 hour 50 minutes, so about 1 hour 40 minutes of talking, which is not bad. We normally do about 2.5 hours, so we're on track pretty much for about 2 more topics, maybe. Um. So I guess I don't want to make it. I don't want. Let's save the Darrell Revis and Richard Sherman and quarterback debate for a later episode. Let's jump at LaMelo Ball had an injury, and he is having surgery on his shoulder and his wrist and his ankle. Could that have been the last time we see LaMelo Ball in Charlotte? Where is he going?
I mean, you can only imagine it's his last time in Charlotte and everything. And you probably know this better than I do. Kept update with his contract situation, but he still has years on his contract left, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's a free agent. I'm sorry?
he's movable.
Yeah. I just didn't know if he was a free agent or not. But overall, like the thing with LaMelo is his time in Charlotte has to come to it. Like for him, he needs to go on, find somewhere he could win. Even with LaMelo as the number one, so they're just gonna have to find someone new or build young coach. I don't know.
Hey, that's kind of interesting because LeVar Ball actually came out and said that LaMelo doesn't play winning basketball. So I know I would like to see him go somewhere where like he could win, but it's also like with his play style, where is he going to go where he would make a team, like where he would take that team to like the next level?
I mean, I can't. I don't know if actually it would work because first, but I figured out they got De'Aaron because that one would have been interesting. A tall point guard, a tall center. I mean, there's a few interesting options. Like, there's an interesting one. I don't really know if I really like. Maybe a Houston. Add another star, like add a point guard install probably who's still young, who's building.
The money would work with him and Fred VanVleet swapping.
That's what I'm thinking. And then other teams as well. 76. No, I don't know. I like Tyrese. I don't want him because I don't see him and Tyrese playing together like that. That's where it's tough because he's a great player, but it's where does he fit?
Mike's muted, Daniel.
Yeah, sorry. That was back. That was kind of what like I was saying. Like, what team could he go to where they actually make like that next jump? There's not many places he could go to.
I mean, here's one that could be interesting. Minnesota. Him and Ant. They would have to make some money moves to make. That could be interesting. Give Ant a point guard who could take the ball.
That team is so glued together and they're so good together. Would you want to break that up?
I'm being honest. Any way you get rid of
that's a risk like you're taking. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'll tell you a team that would be money for LaMelo. Miami. If he could find his way over there, oh man, that's the type of team, the type of city, the type of organization that would crave and fully embrace a superstar that has LaMelo's name written all over it. They'd have to clean up a little bit of the off-court stuff, but he would definitely shine there with Hero and Bam that are all under 30, by the way, and a rookie second-year co-wear.
I think LaMelo in Miami is a recipe for disaster. Not on the court, but I'm talking about off the court.
Yeah.
That man is going to be putting up young boy, baby, and mama numbers if he goes to Miami. I don't think that's...
Here's an interesting team, but here's what the issue comes with the salary-wise. Actually, there's two of them. One is Orlando. That one would fit pretty well.
Orlando,
because,
yes.
Yeah, maybe you do something, you get rid of like Anthony, fill in LaMelo. Like, it would hurt still, because especially someone like Anthony Black is really good with. I mean, it's LaMelo, and have him with Paolo. That could be interesting. But another one, but here's where salary cap is going to get tricky with it. But Dallas. You got rid of Luka, who's a playmaker. You see that Kyrie, the time with having Kyrie by himself, is struggled because they just trap. This is why I said after the Luka trade, they're just going to trap. Give him a point guard back, a tall point guard who is a playmaker like Luka was.
Yeah.
It's still the same system, and just have Anthony Davis. The only situation is just how you're going to get the money to work. And that's only if Kyrie and everyone still stays.
Yeah, you mentioned the Spurs, and that's an interesting thing when having tall point guard, tall center. If we're going somewhere who had a superstar,
They still got what's his name, De'Aaron Fox.
I know. That would be the problem with him going to the Spurs. But in speaking of the Spurs, they still have a superstar guard and a superstar young tall center. We're looking at Memphis with a superstar guard in Ja Morant and a tall, young, potential to be a star center in Zach Edey. Has been quite the interesting ride in terms of injuries, in terms of playing time. Looking at Edey play 30 minutes one game, 19 minutes the next, 20 minutes one game. Ja Morant floating around 30 minutes. A lot of the key role players fighting on the sideline. Rumors came out last year during the offseason. They made the head coach fire all of his staff and replace the staff with members that they wanted to have, and so they could fit around the bill in terms of playing a different type of way. The Memphis Grizzlies, who drafted Zach Edey, are 32nd in the league in pick and roll offense, and after the All-Star game, only have one win against plus 500 teams. And that one win was against a Mavs team that had 8 people on the IR. Incredible. What do you think about the firing of Mr. Taylor Jenkins?
So I'm fine with it if they replace him with somebody better. But that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, my whole thing with it is just, if y'all hear me walking, I'm just getting my truck.
Yep.
My whole thing with it is just like
type shit. Go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the same time where my computer is about to die, then my AirPod dies. So works out perfectly. Huh? But going back to what I was saying is, I mean, for being in a tough Western Conference, that they've actually been doing really good having to deal with their own injuries. So, there has to be something internal going on. There's no other way. There's not a basketball firing. You're not firing because he's a bad coach. It has to be something about relationship with players, relationship front office, something like that. Because if I'm correct, I have to double check the standings, but I believe they're 4th in the Western Conference. And again, 5th.
Yeah.
Even then, we mentioned how tough it is, and they've been dealing with the injuries they've been dealing with John missing time, Edey missing time, Jaren Jackson Jr. missing time. So that's just where it's going to get interesting, is like what's going to come out in the next day or two of why he got fired. Unless I haven't seen nothing announced about that yet.
No, other than, the stuff that I mentioned, hasn't been much in particular on why he got fired. Look, either way, he's gone. 12 games left in the season.
Did they say why?
No, there's been some rumors from a couple of the, heads of chain like Shams that, this was in the works for a long time, and that the way he runs the basketball, they don't like the way he wants to run the basketball. He lost the locker room through the season, and then it went viral, the little stuff with the pushing and shoving on the sideline. He lost the respect to organization. He can't figure out to win big games, people are 500, and that the system that he wants to run doesn't match with the system that the players that they have. So I mean those things. But does Taylor Jenkins have a job next season somewhere else? And who is the favorite to replace him full time in Memphis? Is it the current interim Isola, or is it someone else that you have in mind? What do you think?
I mean, I don't really know all the coaches that are available right now. That's one thing I'm not greatest with the NBA is like all the coaching whenever it's like who's available, might leave. But I think a team for Taylor Jenkins to go to potentially, especially depending on how they do in the playoffs, is maybe the Milwaukee Bucks because
So you're saying the
Doc
Milwaukee Bucks are getting rid of Doc Rivers?
that's one I can't imagine him being there for another season. Obviously, it's not working. And either
I'm,
two things happen. Either you have to try last resort to see, like, hey, maybe we get this guy to work, and we feel like our team is better than the Grizzlies, or two, or whatever he's been doing with the Grizzlies, they'll do better with the Bucks, or two, um, that hey, this is the last chance. We're gonna try it out before we just tear the whole thing down.
yeah, Doc Rivers is somebody that's very interesting because he's one of like those coaches where people love to say like he hasn't done anything. Excuse me, since like the 2010s, and then a lot of people try and bash his coaching style and stuff like that. But then players come out about how like he is as like a person and like a coach, and like they absolutely like love him. So he's definitely like a two-headed sword in like a way. Like he does get the job done, but at the same time, he doesn't do too much. So I never really know if he is actually able to keep his job. But Milwaukee has been up and down all year, so a change could be coming.
I mean, when we talk about Doc Rivers, like you can say the same thing with Mike Tomlin. That's just the difference is Mike Tomlin has multiple championships and Doc Rivers only has one.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and Doc Rivers' history has shown that he's given up a few 3-1 leads, and he's even trying to make a jokingly comment about it about a week ago, talking about everyone talks about me blowing 3-1 leads, but I got us 3 1s in the first place, and it's just like, yeah, but he still lost the series.
Yeah, I think that somewhere that we can see him end up coaching is Washington. Mm. Um, Young, fun organization that has pieces similar to the style that he wants to coach, that he prefers to play, mixed with the veterans to kind of steer the ship. He's not a bad coach, just wasn't the system. Uh, in terms of taking over that team, you got people like Mike Brown, Frank Vogel, a couple college coaches, Sam Cassell for the Celtics. Look, LeBron is doing a season 2 of his podcast. And the last person that was on that podcast talking basketball got a head coaching job. So if this happens, just know that I called this a long time ago. Steve Nash, if he finds his way back into the NBA head coaching, the Memphis Grizzlies will definitely be one of the teams that will be in strong consideration to hire his type of style. Yeah.
You know what would be very interesting? Because if that does happen, like obviously it's going to be like, does he deserve a job? Because even what was the reason why you said the Brooklyn Nets team with James Harden, Kyrie, and Katie didn't work? Whose fault was it?
Oh, Steve Nash, absolutely.
Yeah. So the thing with JJ Redick is he's never been a coach before, which was already a risk, but it's proven to work out. So there's always a chance. No one doubts that Steve Nash is smart. That's why he's a Hall of Fame point guard. But where this would get interesting is I'm kind of intrigued with it. Is what if he gets to the Grizzlies or whatever the case is, he gets another coaching job and he's actually successful?
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about KD, James Harden, and Kyrie?
Well, that team had quite a bit of injuries, first of all. Second of all, people forget LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, the Ben Simmons. Those were all like injury riddled, disgusting potential lineups, you know? It's like going in there with 12 eggs and only 3 of them have yolk inside, and you're just cracking and going. It was a coin flip. It was James Harden's hamstring, Kevin Durant's Achilles, Kyrie Irving's ankle, Ben Simmons, LaMarcus Aldridge's age and other things. Blake Griffin gave everything he had in Detroit. Oh, and not to mention, at one point in time, they were comparing Joe Harris to Klay Thompson, and then he got some tattoos on his forearm and lost his whole sense of being. Have you heard of Joe Harris since?
No.
Okay, so it was like, look, the ship is sinking, J. Cole, Barack Obama thing. You can say the exact same thing with Steve Nash, that I think a better coach might have gotten something else out, just a little bit maybe, but he ran up against a pre-dynasty Celtics and KD's toe. You know what I'm saying? So and speaking of that, let's take JJ Redick out of the Lakers right now, and let's just talk about facts. Them boys got some issues, and I've been saying this for quite a long time. Them boys got some issues. They got lucky on that little tip in on 2 games ago, and then look what happened last game. They had an inbound skip pass, bang around 3-pointer off a missed assignment, and then the inbound gets turned over, 3-pointer, and then they lose the lead. Austin Reeves gets a little layup, takes the lead back, 3.3 seconds left, pass, inbound pass back, half court heave from 46, bangarang. What's the problem with the Lakers, who right now are in the 4th seed, because everyone else has lost?
I mean, it's the stuff that we've said about the Lakers when this trade happened. Why did they need a big man? I'm not saying the big man's the only reason, by the way, because they are dealing with some injuries and all that. Some players will come back, it'll help them. But what was one of the reasons they needed a big man? Because they were not a complete team. Yeah, Luka, LeBron, that will take you far. Austin Reeves, he's a great addition. But you still got missing pieces. You're playing with a 3/4 of a chess puzzle. But you still need to get more players. That's why my whole take with them is they'll get to the second round, then they'll get eliminated. Like, then this offseason, then they'll make some moves, and then they could be potentially the favorites to win the championship next year. So it's nothing I don't like the Lakers. It's just I don't think they're ready yet. I think this is going to be a year just to get LeBron and Luka together. Looks like how Kyrie and Luka got half a season together. And the next year, that's where it's going to be like, okay, we have chemistry now. We built this team around us more. So I think that's where it's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the Lakers will be better next year. Just not this year. Because free agent, in terms of free, they'll be able to find like a big man, sign who like they want, or trade or like whatever. I think they'll have a better chance of winning it all next year.
Because they're for sure going to trade Dalton Connect. I don't see him being back on the Lakers next season after they were trying to trade him this year. So I don't see them keeping him in any world. Plus, they know they need a big man. So I don't think they'll have money to really sign a great big man. I don't know who's all going to go into free agency this year.
Look, I like the Dalton Connect talk. And here's the thing. Dalton Connect could be a hot commodity for a couple of teams, and they missed their window going for the Williams thing. Dalton Connect is a good player that at this point can be sold to a team that wants to use him on a big piece in a way that the Lakers are using Austin Reeves. The problem with it is Dalton Connect playing on the Lakers right now, Austin Reeves can't be on the court because you have Austin Reeves, Luka, partially LeBron because he's not fully healthy, and Dalton Connect on the court. Oh my God. There's no defense out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're looking at that, comparing. The Suns also lost today. So they're back a whole game on Dallas again. Cleveland lost again. So they closed the gap between them and Boston a little bit more. And the Clippers are now out of the play-in, and Golden State is in the play-in. Who do y'all got coming out of the West? Let's redo our little Western Conference 2-2 finals.
I mean, for my Western Conference finals, I'm going to go with, obviously, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that's pretty much the obvious option right now. And I'll say the Denver Nuggets. Like,
Same.
because, like, would I love a team like Houston to go? Yes, but I still feel like they're missing something. Like, and they just give me those Grizzlies, Hawks vibes where it's like, it's a balanced team. But it's like,
Okay.
oh, if they had one person, just one, like, just a person to get them over that edge. Because they don't have a Shea, they don't have a Jokic. They got a baby Jokic, but not the Jokic.
How many coaches in the West are better than Ime Udoka?
There's not many. He's proven that he's a great coach.
Van Fleet has a ring. Dylan Brooks got experience. And I think that they have the talent in the right places that they can upset any team in the West. Will they be a favorite? Absolutely not. But they can and will do it. I would not be surprised seeing them in the Western Conference Finals. Their road at the 2 is so sweet. Huh?
The Rockets are like a high risk, high reward kind of team. It's like, hey, we expect them to lose, and it's only a matter of time. But if they surprise us, we're not surprised, kind of thing.
Right. We said this about. This is why I said the other day when Cam said that we expected OKC in the finals. No, we didn't. Look, with OKC, it's if they do good, okay. But right now, they're a little too young. Now, this year is completely different compared to last year. Houston, in maybe 1 or 2 more years, is going to be like, all right, yeah, they're here to win. But right now, it's if they do good, great. If they don't, all right. I won't be surprised the Clippers. I've been saying this for weeks. I won't be surprised the Clippers somehow, some way sneak up one more and go into the 5th seed. With this head coaching thing going in Memphis, they could go all the way down to the play-in. It's enough games for it to happen. If that happens, Clippers, Lakers first round, Lakers going home. Lakers are going home. And that means that the Clippers play OKC second round instead of playing Denver second round, first round.
And that's when it's going to be a toss-up?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to finish your sentence for you. But I thought you were going to say that's whenever it's going to be a more closer series.
Oh, yeah. Between the Clippers and OKC, oh, man, I would pay to see that. That's a series. Yeah.
And, you know, another interesting team that we can't just fully count out is the Timberwolves. Like, they are a good team. I personally don't like them because of Randall. I don't know. I don't trust him in playoffs.
What's your beef with him?
No, it's just every time I see him, especially when the brights get light, it's just I feel like he tries to do too much. Especially being on a team with Anthony Edwards, who has to be the guy when the brights are light.
Do you think that's PTSD from playing on the Knicks?
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Because the Knicks will do
whenever
that.
Whenever he played for them, they were bad, but he was hooping, and he kind of got them clicking. And so he may have carried that mentality over to them.
Julius Randle's not a number 1. We said this in an earlier episode. He's not number 1, but he's a good number 2. And the Knicks are trying to make him a number 1.
Towns, because Karl-Anthony Towns they treat Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson like a 1.
I thought it was a 3. Sorry.
That's why Karl-Anthony Towns works for the Knicks, is because he can space the floor a lot better for Jalen Brunson. And at the same time, when Jalen Brunson either comes out or whatever, he'll take over. That's fine. He knows when to pick and choose when he should get the ball. Julius Randle, I feel like he's the type that sees Anthony Edwards hits 3-4 shots. He's like, no, I want to shoot mine. Mm-hmm. That's just the vibe I get from him.
Yeah. I won't be surprised their head coach is on the hot seat next. As in the Timberwolves. Look, factuality has it, Dallas has a favoritism over Phoenix to get into the play-in. And if Phoenix doesn't get into the play-in, it's going to be Golden State and Minnesota. And Golden State Houston would be quite the show. That'd be a lot of fun, definitely. But OKC versus Minnesota, that could be.
I feel like Minnesota could.
Look, if you remember earlier in the season,
I'm a believer after last year.
If you believe earlier in the season, you remember earlier in the season, OKC was up huge, and Minnesota drew all the way back, and Minnesota came all the way back, and Anthony Edwards wind up hitting the shot and then blocking SGA's shot. So seeing them two as a young pioneers coming up, starting some type of rivalry, oh man, that can cook up. I need 7 games of that. That'd be good basketball.
I wish Shea was a little bit more intense because I love how intense Ant is, and I kind of want somebody that's equally crazy as he is.
Oh, you know what will be the Hollywood series, but it's just not going to happen.
What?
Memphis
What
and
is it?
Minnesota. You have
Memphis.
Rudy Gobert and Zach Edey going at it. Okay, you have Julius Randle playing against himself the entire series, and you have Ja and Anthony Edwards every on the offense. Oh my God!
You got a wannabe trench baby and an actual trench baby. Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want all that. I want that mic'd up. I need that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need that mic'd up. That's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna need that mic'd up for sure.
That's gonna be crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yeah. I think look, Denver uses the skull of LeBron James and cleans all the mountains over there. Inch for inch of snow. That's not even a competition. I think they sweep the Lakers, honestly.
A sweep?
I think Denver sweep the Lakers, or maybe in 5. I think they're the only team. They're the only team that can do the Lakers that bad. The Lakers do not. They just don't have the size or the paint protection. That Jokic could play from his back the entire series, and they won't have a chance.
And yeah, because they got nobody that can stop him, and that's the wrong person to not have an answer for.
Absolutely, and then, so not to mention, we remember watching Aaron Gordon. I don't know what he does against the Lakers, but he somehow, some way, he just like does it. And then you gotta, all right, I don't like it, but we gotta be honest. You got an inspired Westbrook that's coming off the bench. That's coming off the bench, chilling out, playing his little role.
Crazy coming off the bench.
Yes.
That's what you need.
Yes. And then you have MPJ who could shoot over anybody on the Lakers starting lineup. And who is guarding Jamal Murray?
And playoff Jamal Murray is different.
Who's guarding playoff Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Luka.
Yeah. So basically, Denver Nuggets, Kirby Puckett, step back, chuck up a 3 and say, fuck it. Listen to me, I got Nuggets in 5. Best way to put it.
You said that one again?
Denver Nuggets, Kirby Puckett, step back 3, shoot it up, say fuck it. Nuggets in 5. Straight up. It's like that.
I like that. Oh, man. All right. Final take for the day.
Well, real quick, just I was just waiting until in their off season.
Wait, you started cutting out.
I was just saying I wanted to backtrack real quick, talking about the Lakers and like potential off season, like why next year would be here. Mm-hmm. Here's something interesting because we talked about trading Dalton Connect, and they're going to probably trade for a big man. Now, of course, salary is going to be the big deal, so I don't know how it exactly works. But obviously, they're going to probably go for a Claxton, a Miles Turner, something like that. Here's another option. If you keep Jackson Hayes, maybe get another cheap guy. What if you trade Dalton Connect and maybe another piece to the 76ers for Joel Embiid?
Like the Lakers trade for him?
Because I think the 76ers need to blow that up. I think they need to go ahead and build around Tyrese.
It's not enough.
Yeah, but ain't none of them some solid niggas. Shit.
Yeah, the 76ers would definitely want Austin Reeves and some pieces, and some picks that the Lakers don't have.
But
so I think the reason why the Lakers are going to be better. The reason why I think like the Lakers are going to be better next year is because there's the draft. They could trade Dalton Connect and get picks back. I don't know who's going to be a free agent this year, but it's the Lakers. They're in LA, and you get to play with LeBron and Luka. Guys, that is a money grab me to all free agents out there. So that's why I said not this year's going to be like 3 years, but next year. LA is just gonna be like a hot commodity, like a hot attraction. They're gonna have picks. They're gonna have spots open, like a starting spot open for a big. I see them making a splash.
I still think the perfect big for them is going to be that would be the perfect big.
You said who?
Someone
Who?
Miles Turner.
I think Miles Turner is you. I think every team wants a big like him, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I feel like Miles Turner wants to spend his rest of his time in Indiana, and I mean, obviously, I know he's still under contract because I think he signed like a 2-year extension. So I think he's under contract till about 2027, 2028. But yeah, I don't see him being moved. I think he's just like the ideal big that you want in today's game, and that's just something that like you don't want to replace. Now, obviously, everybody is tradable with like the whole like Luka situation, so anybody can get traded, but I don't see him getting traded.
Here's a fun one about the Indiana Pacers. Out of all of the players in the league, the highest plus minus post All-Star break, SGA, Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, and Aaron Naismith. 4 out of 5 of the top 5 players with plus minus since the All-Star break are Pacers. It's pretty interesting.
I got a question. What does a plus minus mean exactly?
So good question. So when a player's on the court, the score goes one way or the other. So if me and you are playing against Matt, and when I come out the game, the score for us is 4-0. You come in the game, and we're going to 6, and Matt wins the game. Your plus minus is -2 or -6, right?
Okay, so it measures how valuable you are whenever you're on and off the court.
Yes.
In terms of league changes. Okay.
Yes.
I got you. I did not know that.
Right. So Matt's plus minus would be 6, obviously, because he never left. Mine would be 4 plus 4, and then yours would be -6, or it should be.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the Pacers. I really do feel like the Pacers are cooking up something over there, but they just need one more very good piece.
Mm-hmm. Like a head coach, Rick Carlisle can't do it.
I mean, I said this for my "What Are You Doing" thing when we talked about the NBA. I think it was last episode or the episode before, but it's just the same thing. Like every year, it's like, oh, cool, you make the playoffs, but okay, good job. Now you're just playing someone who's actually going to win a championship, and you're getting out.
Yeah, because who did they run into last year? It was like the Knicks, right? And like they won game 5 or game 7 with like the Knicks. No,
the Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals. I thought they played against the Celtics Eastern Conference Finals.
I believe they did.
Yeah, because they played what? No, yeah, they played. I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to Google it real quick.
That's what I'm doing right now because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they got swept by the Celtics, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Because that was bad.
Then they played the Knicks, who just choked, and then the Celtics showed like, okay, yeah, good job, kid.
Yeah, that was a little bro, big bro for sure. Maybe even worse. Of like, in terms of like Padres, Dodgers. I mean, that was bad. How bad the Pacers got beat on, that was bad. I mean, to this day, people are still comparing it. Like, it would be more fun to see Indiana play the Pistons right now than play any of the higher teams, and they're at the 4 seed. Speaking of Chicago Bulls, man, I mentioned this the other day. They got a lot of fun young pieces that might not necessarily be able to play together, but man, oh man, what do y'all think about that team?
Mesh well. Yeah, hey, they mesh well. A lot of them are like young. I like it. Chirac is back.
They're building something over there for sure. Now the question is it a little fun thing or like?
Or are they legit?
The Nets from like when they had D'Angelo Russell and they're having all the fun on the bench and all that because I feel like this Bulls team is more talented than that. But is it something that's fun for like 1, maybe 2 years, or is it something like they're building off of like, oh, this might be the next team? Because First off, for Josh Giddey, it's the best thing that's happened to him. He had to leave Oklahoma City. His role there was not a corner shooter, and that's how Oklahoma City wanted to play him a lot, because SGA was the ball handler, and so he's playing his actual role that will suit him best. And Kobe White, if he keeps balling like this, we're gonna have a talk about most improved player probably either this year or next year.
Yeah, but he should have always been this player because I believe he was a lottery pick too, correct?
Yeah, he was up there. He was a hot pick.
Yeah, he obviously I'm very happy to see him balling out, but he should have emerged as this like a while. Not I don't think a while ago, but it's nice to see him coming to like stardom in like a way, you know?
Yeah, I said that he cut his hair and he lost his superpowers. I'm glad he's growing it back. Look, here's the thing about Chicago. Great, fun, young pieces. Vucevic, old. I think you should make a decision. Lonzo, you've been great for us, but let's trade you and make a way to
Go
get
get
you and your
LaMelo.
brother on the same. So you and your brother on the same team. Can we get LaMelo here or can we get you there? And they can figure out a way. Hear me out. They can figure out a way to say, you know what? Let's do Lonzo, one more piece, and some draft picks for like Miles Bridges. They locked in. The Chicago doesn't have a superstar. They got fun players, but none of them are superstar level right now. I think that's what they're missing. If LaMelo, Kay Cunningham was playing for Chicago, they would have just as much hype as what the Pistons have. The Pistons just have some scrappy, sloppy defense, where Chicago has really crazy, unique offense.
And the Pistons beat the Cavs tonight.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cavs lost again.
Mm-hmm. I just, like you were talking about getting LaMelo and Lonzo together, either there or here. And it's just like, I can't see LaMelo working out on the Bulls because I think it's going to be the same situation with Josh Giddey with SGA. It's like, Josh Giddey, like him and Kobe White are already good in the backcourt. Now you can't add another backcourt. They're going to need another big or forward. And like Miles Bridges is interesting. I just don't know if he's really a huge needle mover.
Miles Bridges is a hooper when he plays. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh no, he hoops. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he's going to be like just a legit game changer to make him into a playoff team. But that's where, depending on where they get in the lottery, that could be interesting. Who gets him? Like who they could get? Is it maybe an Ace Bailey? Is it a Cooper Flagg? Is it even like I know he's more of a guard, but even a Caleb Love?
Yes, that's the awkward part, and I like the recency bias with the Caleb Love thing. Look, they're at 9 right now, and it's weird because like they're not playing to lose; they're trying to win. And it's killing their draft stock, but it's cool. We know they have no competition to play. They're not going to win anything, but it's fun to see these players out there fighting their hardest, you know? So, I mean, it's at least fun to see it. If there was a way we can just take Milwaukee out and put Orlando in and let Chicago and Atlanta, like I really wish that the play-in, you know what? That's what the All-Star should be for the NBA. The winning side, turn it back to East-West. The winning side gets the 2 more play-in spots. The losing side, you're out. 9 and 10 is gone. That is something that would that would really make it important for those games.
And that sounds a whole lot better than a freaking in-season tournament too.
Yes. The in-season tournament does nothing.
It does nothing. It's really just, it just looks like an AAU format in like the NBA. That's just all like it looks like.
I mean,
there's nothing appealing like it.
It's just a more marketed size regular season game.
Yeah, with a different court. And okay, you get another check. Okay, that might work for NFL, but they don't want to play any more games. But putting the incentive in for the 9 and 10 on one side, oh yeah, that'll do something. Yeah. With that, we're gonna let each of you have your 2 minutes, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then we're gonna close off for the day. Go ahead, Matt. Start with you.
Well, let's see. I mean, right now I have the Michigan versus Auburn game on. They have 13 minutes left in the game, and right now Michigan is beating Auburn 46-39. Auburn has really been struggling trying to keep possession. Both teams have been making kind of some bad turnovers, but right now Auburn is just they're getting cold, and Michigan's taking pretty good advantage of it. So there could be a potential upset right here, at least from a fifth seed to a first seed. So that's right now so far interesting. I mean, I don't get to do it often. I'll go ahead and do it from the little WWE I've been keeping up with lately. Has anyone been seeing like any of the John Cena promos and everything?
A little
I
bit.
have not.
Is it bad
I
to
just know he
say?
turned heel.
I'm sorry.
I just know that he turned heel.
So his whole thing that he's been saying is like the crowd used him. The crowd doesn't like him. They never have liked him, and every time he tries to get on their side and just do things for them, that they always rejected him. So they're like all bullies, and he even referred to everyone as the abusive partner in the abusive relationship. And uh, I don't. I'm just being honest. I kind of agree with him. You know, I feel like one of the things it says like for all of y'all who say Cena sucks and everything, like y'all the reason like hard for y'all, but y'all just never can accept me no matter what all I do. And in front of people, it's like, let's go Cena. He's like, no, y'all even worse because y'all say y'all trying to support me, but you don't do nothing for me. Like it's more just what do we get from you, John? And I agree with him. The only thing I just don't like about it is for 2 weeks in a row now they have Cody Rhodes come out. It's just like, hey John, hey, you're messed up, blah blah blah. And then before John Cena even gets to say a word, Cody Rhodes leaves or John Cena leaves. They're not letting John Cena destroy Cody Rhodes on the mic. And it's just like I want to see that because John Cena is just one of those people. Whenever he talks, it ruins the other person's character, and so they're just trying so hard to protect Cody Rhodes to make him look good. I don't know. That's why random times I get to talk about wrestling. Besides Jey Uso versus Gunther rivalry is absolutely horrible. That's so not gonna. That's just I don't say why they. That's why I was saying exactly whenever we were in the group message talking about who won the Royal Rumble. I said I don't see it working. I can't see what in any way it works because it's going to be stale, and this is exactly what happened.
You got about 10 seconds.
But yeah, it's just hope we still got plenty more weeks, so we'll see what happens. But it's just hopefully they'll get everything together.
Time. Thank you for your take, sir. Daniel.
I'm gonna say I got on Twitter today and I saw something kind of interesting. Somebody talked about how they said Aaron Rodgers could possibly go to like the Vikings. I think that would be amazing for them because I feel like the Vikings are one of the best regular season teams, but they cannot figure out in the postseason. I feel like a veteran QB could figure a veteran established QB that has championship experience. That's pretty much all they need to get over like the hump. So I think Aaron Rodgers could come in there and make them a Super Bowl team instantly overnight. Or if I'm them, I'm trading for Matthew Stafford. And that's all I got. They got
Are
a
you
good
sure that's
defense.
everything?
They obviously got a good offense. Like, man,
So
imagine them with like a veteran QB that knows how to win. I'm telling you.
okay.
They did pretty good with Sam Darnold. You're telling me Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford wouldn't be a crazy upgrade from Sam Darnold?
Okay, so is there anything else that you want to talk about? Because we can use the rest of your time to debate this if you want to.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
Okay, so the Vikings came out and said JJ McCarthy's week 1 starter, and they don't want a veteran presence like Aaron Rodgers in their locker room because he's not really good in the locker room. So that kind of debunks that. But in terms of theory, okay, go for it, man.
No. But I'm telling you, they still said don't write it off.
But the thing is, Aaron Rodgers would not be the starter. At least he would have to earn that starting spot. It's not going to be given to him.
Okay. Okay, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm taking it because I'm better than JJ McCarthy.
But so Daniel, here's my thing. Okay, so you haven't been in here with us when I brought up the Vikings and everything.
Okay.
I consistently have said I'm a believer in JJ McCarthy because
You're a believer?
I think the Vikings absolutely love him. Because here's why I say that.
I think they should. He's talented, but why rush him?
And I'm saying I don't think they need Aaron Rodgers
Why?
because Aaron Rodgers, you're going to get maybe a year or two out of him. Why not? You just go ahead and build up JJ McCarthy, get him a Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson. But my whole thing with it is we talked about Sam Darnold's year, right?
Okay.
Sam Darnold was not supposed to start. In fact, last training camp and then all that, JJ McCarthy with all the news, because I was keeping up with like how every team was doing, trying to keep up with all of it. The Vikings reported on multiple occasions, including the reporters who just watched him practice, that JJ McCarthy is performing better than almost every quarterback in the NFL when it comes to just training camp. And just
Okay. Training camp doesn't mean anything.
he was throwing more
I feel
touchdowns,
you.
he was being efficient, like during the scrimmages and all that against that talented Vikings defense. And the Vikings absolutely loved JJ McCarthy, and he got injured. That's why Sam Darnold started, and he had a great year. Now imagine what would have happened if they had JJ.
They're still getting bounced out the same round that they lost.
But what I'm saying is that they're improving and everything. I think it would have been better to Sam Darnold. That's why I think that this coming season, Sam Darnold's going to get, like, everyone's going to, the Seahawks especially, going to get a wake up call saying, like, oh, yeah, Sam Darnold was not the guy. Why did we?
Yeah, it's because Kevin O'Connell's a good coach.
Yeah, and then JJ McCarthy.
So then imagine that with a 4-time MVP like Aaron Rodgers.
No, I get that, but at the same time, like the thing with Aaron Rodgers that like I love Aaron Rodgers. He's probably my favorite quarterback of all time. His whole thing is just
He comes with a lot.
it's not even that. It's just he has so much greatness that the year of being injured and then I don't even say it was a rough year with the Jets because it was still a good quarterback season if you look at the whole thing, the grand scheme of things. But it's not a season for him. It's not like his up to par for him.
So are you worried about regression or what is it exactly?
It's kind of regression, it's multiple things. One is regression a little bit. Maybe he can't perform Green Bay Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so think about this. The Vikings can go about this two ways. So they could sign a veteran quarterback to start for the next year or two. And then JJ McCarthy starts for like 1 year, then gets like a big contract, right? Or they could start JJ McCarthy now, and he has similar to a Brock Purdy kind of career so far up to this point. So think about this: if he hypothetically makes it to the NFC Championship, which I think is capable of doing that with like the Vikings roster. Okay, obviously I don't see them going to the Super Bowl, but following year after that, he's either a game away or he makes it back to the NFC Championship. Okay, so then now it's contract time. So now he's going to be like Brock Purdy, whereas 49ers had to give away so much just to sign Brock Purdy, which they haven't signed him yet, but the 49ers lost a lot of key pieces or had to trade away Debo, for example. I guarantee you, signing Brock Purdy is going to set them back 400 years like slavery did, okay? It's going to be really, really hard to build a championship roster, knowing that Mike Shanahan is your coach, so he's very capable of getting back there with lesser talent, but it's just going to be harder. And the Vikings should bring in a veteran quarterback to start a year or two, and then let JJ McCarthy start. And then whenever it's time for him to have like a contract time, he's not going to be asking for as much as like he should be getting.
I mean, you can't say that. Look how much Jordan Love has 1 year for Packers. He's going to like the whole thing is like starting 1 year or not. JJ McCarthy for money.
Yeah,
like that's not going to be.
Yeah, I know it's really just the QB market.
But wouldn't you right now want to go ahead and like say worst comes to worst, they get eliminated in the playoffs? Because I think we can all imagine that they're going to make. So, would you not want them to at least have that at least this year build chemistry with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawk?
Okay, so JJ McCarthy comes back and gets injured again. Then what happens? So now you just wasted another year of Justin Jefferson's prime. Now you don't really know what to pivot to next. Because now like the narrated so the next like the narration is JJ McCarthy gonna be our guy, or is he injury prone?
I mean, that's a case for next year, but right now we have to just assume that this injury he had last year is just a one-time thing. We have.
So then why not sign Aaron Rodgers and be like, hey, you got to earn your spot? He's gonna come in and earn his spot.
Okay, then what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if Aaron Rodgers they like?
Sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
What if they get Aaron Rodgers, but they like JJ McCarthy more? How do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to react being backup? And he's going to get paid more than JJ McCarthy.
I mean, they got the cap space to do it. They're not really paying anybody.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is not going to ask for a $5 million, $20 million.
No, I know.
So, are you going to sign Aaron Rodgers for a chance that he might be a backup?
Why not? Who's their backup right now?
I think
they're not. They don't have one right now. They're probably gonna sign Joe Flacco. Guys, I like this conversation. Let's put a pin in it. If you guys are both gonna be here tomorrow, we can start that off with more people, and you guys can argue your takes in front of more people. But we're pushing our time for today. So with that, thank you both for coming on for today's episode, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Any last things y'all want to say?
No, that's all. Go A-Rod. That's all I got.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. All right.
All right, then. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank y'all for joining episode 9 of Goat Talk Radio. Peace.